frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. As long as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks to hinder your day. But you can't afford to let them stop you. No matter how hard it is to go through, you got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Be of a strong, positive mind. Negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humbug that possibility. But if you give up, you have no way of knowing if next day would have brought good tidings. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. We gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. We know it's a long and winding road, and we got a heavy load, but we have to hold it straight. Get up and try again, because behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now.
Hide me under the shadow sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? Lord Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover my mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people, you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners, of course, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street, and my partner, Uncle Tommy, on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. That's yes, ladies and gentlemen, from 1 to 4 p.m. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, or I should tell you, we will be back on 91.9 after the carnival season. So due to the carnival in Trinidad and Tobago, we'll be off 91.9 on Sundays and Mondays, and we'll return after the carnival season. So let me bring in my partner here, the man himself, the one and only, the man who many people know as Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, good afternoon, rather. Good afternoon, and a special, well, it's Sunday. Let's talk. And
Yeah, boy. Sunday talk. Let's talk politics, boy.
yes, indeed. And it's a pleasure being here. It's also carnival time. So it's a festive time. I can imagine what's going on in Trinidad right now.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into the finalists, boy, for the Calypso Monarch 2024.
Yep.
Yeah. But Tommy, let's go to our pledge that we pledged to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Here we go. And by extension, all those living.
Ansam LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
There it is.
There it is, Tommy. The only program in the world that has a pledge / oath to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So, Tommy, did you see the finalists for the Calypso Monarch?
Well, I listened.
Yeah.
I saw the list.
The list. Let me give the people the list, right? For those who don't know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 individuals.
10 individuals.
Plus the reigning monarch and the monarch of Tobago. That's a new thing, Tommy. The monarch of Tobago now in the final.
Very interesting, right?
Yeah, that new man. But here are the finalists: Aaron Duncan or Aaron Duncan,
Yeah, Duncan.
Brian London, Elon Francis, Corinne Ashe, Kurt Allen, Marshall Montano, Michael Tiha,
Teja.
Teja, Chucky Gordon,
Right?
Gypsy, and Stacy
Yes, he
Sobers.
was.
That seem about right.
Well,
Aaron Duncan, I ain't sure about that song. But in my estimation, Tommy, the best calypso for the night was Elon Francis. In my estimation.
yeah, he was good. He was really good.
He was off the chart. I wonder if his calypso. Let me see if I could get his calypso. His calypso was off the chart. And then we have Tizaya O'Connor, he's the reigning monarch.
Right.
And we have Dylan Thomas, the Tobago monarch, in the Calypso Monarch final. So there will be 12 contestants. That will be interesting to see. Elon Francis. Elon Francis 2024 Calypso. Here it is. Let me see if we have it here. Okay.
I see your favorite calypso is in Karina Shea.
Who's that? Karina Ashe? Yeah, I still have to get a number for Karina Ashe. You know? I have to get a number for Karina Ashe. Yeah. You know that? I have to get a number for Karina Ashe, man.
Oh, yeah.
But, Tommy, all right, let me see. Let me go to the chat first. Let me welcome JB Harper, Moses Thomas. Moses, you was right there. Elon Francis was the best for the night. So JB Harper, welcome. Elon Francis was the best of the night. And somebody called Fat Soul. I wonder, Fat Soul, where you joining us from? Fat Soul. I wonder if that's Caribbean Soul, boy. I just asking, eh? So Fat Soul, tell us where you joining us from.
But
So Moses,
Caribbean Soul is SOUL and this is SOLE.
yeah, Fat Soul. Fat Soul.
Yes.
Yeah,
Caribbean-
Moses, where you joining us from? Fat Soul say he joining us from Felicity, Trinidad.
Felicity, okay.
Fat Soul, is this the first time you here? Is this the first time? And Moses, where you joining us from? I think Moses from Tobago, you know. I want to guess. But Moses, where you joining us from? Yeah.
Here you
Moses
go.
joining us from Tobago. I feel I'm a partner, Moses, you know. I'm a PNM partner, Moses. I feel so, you know.
What, your PNM partner?
Yeah, I feel I'm a PNM. You know, yeah. Ah, okay. Fatso say you listen every time you're on. All right. Hey, look, we partner from Sandy Grandy, boy. Bizjam in the house, boy.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
Mr. Brown.
Moses Thomas say laugh out loud. Moses, but you know in my PNM partner. Eh? We don't let politics get between we friendship, you know. Tell me you know what I mean, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Correct is right. Or let me try to get Elon Francis in here. Listener, I've said, Tommy, that the RPNM, yeah. Moses friends for life, boss. Come, Moses has get vexing me when I talk about the PNM. All right.
Oh, stepping on the corn.
Bijram, welcome.
Yeah, good, very good. I sent a clip there for you. You will like it.
All right.
Take a look at it. I don't know if you could post it up there.
All right, I will look at it and post it.
Well, good. You will like it. You will like it. I know.
All right, yeah, man.
I'm standing by waiting for you to put it on, right?
All right, man. Yeah, bless.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Tommy. I was saying that Moses is my real PNM partner, you know. Real partner, you know. My partner, you know.
All right, sir.
Yeah, you know, partner. We was running certain circles now. And
I
you
hear
from
that.
where?
From Bago.
Yeah.
What part of Bago you from? Roxborough?
Moses, what part of Tobago you from? Nah, you not from Roxborough. You ain't from Roxborough. But my real partner, boy. Boy, you get mad with me, boy, because you find that I just put too much facts about the RPNM. You know, if from Canaan.
Yes.
Yeah. Where Canaan is again, Tommy?
Near Bonaccord.
Where Bonaccord now? Or Bonaccord on the way up to Roxborough, right?
No.
No? I get my geography mixed up.
Yes, and the other side.
I'm on one side and Canaan in the next side.
The other side, like going towards the airport.
Okay. Boy, oh God. I get that real mix up, boy. But anyway, Tommy, I will get it right one of these days. Don't worry yourself. Yeah. Well, Moses from Canaan. Hey, Moses, it have a fella close to the airport, he said. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember he close to the airport. I have a partner named Linton Williams who both of us went to Seton University together. Moses, you know of that fella name? His name is Linton Williams. Both of us went to Seton University, and he used to run for Trinidad and Tobago. And he came to Seton on a track and field scholarship. And I haven't heard from him in a long time now, Tommy. So Moses, come out for me now. Yeah, my partner Linton his name is Linton Williams. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Moses, you know him? You know him? But Moses gave me a number now. Tell him I'm trying to get in contact with him. You know how long I talked to that fella boy Tommy? 1982 we graduated, you know. But I think Linton graduated 1 year after me though. I feel yeah, I'm a real partner boy. But Tommy, and we have our next Tobagonian coming in at the top of the hour, Dr. Winford James.
That's right.
Tommy, I get a breaking news there. I don't know how true it is.
Which is?
So folks, I just reading it as they sent it to me, right? So reliable sources, the person who sent this to me, and this person is in the know. Moses thanks. This person is in the know. The person says, reliable sources have just informed me that U.S. operatives, FBI, and or CIA arrived in Trinidad last night. So let me just read it. I'm reading it as it was sent to me by a person who normally does give good information because them up in the penthouse in society. You know what I mean, Tommy?
Yes.
Yeah. Them high up in society. Reliable sources have just informed me that U.S. operatives, FBI, and or CIA arrived in Trinidad last night. But Tommy, I think that's a good thing, man.
Well, hey.
If they're gonna help with the crime situation and so on, I don't have a problem with that.
Anything that's gonna help, we welcome.
Yeah. Caribbean Soul, welcome. Caribbean Soul, where you from? We have Caribbean Soul, SOUL, and we have Fat Soul, SOLE.
Right, that's what I was showing you. It's spelled different, the soul.
Right, it's two souls. So one from Felicity And Pat Soul asked me, what do you think about the outcome about the Dragon gas deal? Tommy boy, I want the best for Trinidad and Tobago as far as the Dragon gas deal is concerned. But once America puts sanctions on Venezuela, that Dragon gas deal dead in the water.
Well, that's not what our PM is saying. Our PM is saying that's exceptional. That holds.
Oh, oh, so we treating. Oh, Caribbean Soul, you from the same area as Mr. Rooster? Yeah. Tommy, you see that?
Yeah,
Caribbean Soul from the same areas. You know Mr. Rooster, Caribbean Soul? You have to know him. Or maybe you know him from him from radio. Some people say he have a radio face, you know. I know
okay,
what
whatever
yeah.
that.
Some people say you want to have a radio face.
Whatever that is.
I don't know. Somebody tell me that. But anyway, yeah, Tommy, the Dragon deal. Look, let's be honest. Let's put our red cap or our yellow cap in the closet. How about that, Tommy? Could we do that?
Yeah, but the PM just came back and said that nothing is gonna affect the Dragon deal.
Okay, Tommy, what is he supposed to say?
Well, I don't know what he's supposed to say, but maybe they assured him that they're gonna let that be an exception.
Uh-huh.
Hey, he had talks with them. He basically, listen, we had to just take it as take things as it's presented right now.
No, wait. Whoa, Tommy, whoa, Tommy, stop. Tommy, on that same platform, didn't Prime Minister Rowley told the people of Trinidad and Tobago he didn't take a vacation last year? This
is true.
And as a matter of fact, let me play that real quick. You know, so what you are telling me, Tommy, is that I supposed to believe, or the people supposed to believe one thing. However, on that same platform, you told something totally different. Or maybe you couldn't recall. Let's put it that way.
Well, we know a liar has no memory.
Oh, Tommy. Where did I remember somebody told me that?
I remember somebody's mother-in-law told them that, and they told us, and it is true.
Oh, that was anyway, folks. Before we get to Elon Francis, I want you guys to listen to this, because we are the fact check kings in Trinidad and Tobago. As a matter of fact, we'll do two fact check back to back. We'll do a fact check we'll start at the top. We don't like to start at the bottom.
No,
because
start at the top.
Fish. Just go ahead, Tommy.
No, you're right. Start at the top.
No. We want to talk about the fish. A fish doesn't do what?
Rot from the head.
No, it doesn't rot
from the tail.
Yeah, it doesn't rot from the tail. It doesn't rot from the tail. So I want you guys to listen. And facts is a stubborn thing in Trinidad and Tobago these days, you know. That's why when I hear about these sanctions that are placed on Venezuela have no effect on the Dragon gas deal,
you take that with a grain of salt. You take that with a grain of salt.
You're being very generous.
Okay.
I want you guys to listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, last year I addressed you from a podium like this in a similar circumstance, because it hasn't been easy. When it's not COVID, it's gas. When it's not gas, it's back pay. When it's not back pay, it's lies. Just all of them. And I said to you last year that I intended to go on a vacation last year. I did not. I said to you I intended to go on my medical examination. I did not. I'm saying to you again, no. I am going on a vacation, and I am going to do my medical.
Fact checked. PM Rowley lies again and did take a vacation in 2023. In an article in The Express on May 4, 2023, it stated, "I have nothing to answer for Rowley going on Barbados vacation." He said that on this weekend, he would be going to Barbados to vacation with friend and would be leaving on Friday morning. In an article in the Newsday dated August 23, 2023 stated the Prime Minister has returned home from his vacation in Barbados, according to a brief statement issued by the Office of the Prime Minister, OPM. A statement released on August 17 said Rowley was traveling to Barbados that day for a private trip. Rowley first disclosed he was taking this trip during a news conference at the Diplomatic Centre, St. Anne's on August 10. He left Trinidad and Tobago 3 days after the local government elections, which ended in a 7-7 tie between the PNM and UNC. Finance Minister Coleman Bird acted as Prime Minister while Rowley was away. Therefore, PM Rowley has shown once again that a liar has no memory.
Okay.
Okay, there you have it. Facts, 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 facts. Facts are stubborn. Or facts are a stubborn thing. Very stubborn. You understand? So, when you come back in the same press conference and telling me about the Dragon gas deal, well, I don't think that Dragon brain no more, huh? Yeah? I don't think so. Caribbean Soul says, I know him from radio. I have a first Bush law. Oh, God. Wall Street, those US FBI, they be investigating government officials also. They're coming to charge and lock up the small fries. Moses says, don't you believe that the US want piece of the Dragon gas deal? They must allow this to go through. Moses, I don't know how the US go get piece of the Dragon gas deal. I don't know how they go get that. Because it's a contract signed between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela. Right? And you remember before, they couldn't pay money. They wanted in-kind payments.
That's right.
They couldn't pay money for it, you know.
No money.
Right? No money. No money. So, I mean, let me just make it make sense now. We are making exception. Go ahead, Tommy.
But as you're talking about FBI and U.S. law officials, I don't want to change gears, but as soon as you're done, we'll talk about Mr. Warner's fate.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, we go talk about that. So we have the U.S. putting sanctions on Venezuela. And there is a deal that expires in April, and that's dead in the water. So you really do we really and truly believe? And listener, I want what's best for Trinidad and Tobago, but Prime Minister Rowley had to be transparent and accountable when it comes to the public of Trinidad and Tobago and the population. It's too much times we are being misled, right? So wait, you could have said, well, listener, we're not sure what will be the outcome of the Dragon gas deal, but we have to wait and see what happens. In my estimation, you didn't tell people, well, them sanctions have nothing to do with, the sanctions have nothing to do with the Dragon gas deal. So, Tommy, Trinidad and Tobago have a special, Tommy, think about that. What happened between Venezuela and Guyana with the Essequibo region? What happened? What happened to that? There was a deal signed long time ago, right? Right? And Venezuela decided, nah, we ain't following that. What did Jack Warner say again about politics? Is Jack Warner or Pasdeo Pandey?
Pandey.
Pandey says politics have a morality of its own?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. But folks, since we in the fact check mode, it have a fella, the pastor with the search engine name, get on the radio and telling people, well, yes, America only sanctions countries. They don't sanction individuals. I said, but I said, the pastor with the searching the name real good. The man have his facts down, you know. And, well, I don't know if he had his phone with him. Or maybe all of a sudden, he decide not to Google. But I hear him say that. And right away, I say, oh, God. You know, my antenna's gone up, boy.
Yeah, antenna went up.
Oh, God, my antenna in Chumaka gone up. My Chumaka antenna gone up. All the way up, boy. High up on the building up. The building one apartment, 2-1, boy. I gone up on the 4th floor. My antenna's gone up, Tommy. And we went into the mode that we normally go into, fact check mode. So I want you all to listen to this.
They were calling on America, put sanctions on Dr. Rowley, put sanctions on Minister Young, when you fully well know that the US don't put sanctions on individuals, they put sanctions on countries. Right? You listening? They put sanctions on countries.
Fact check. In a press release on December 12, 2023 from the U.S. Treasury stated Treasury imposes sanctions on more than 150 individuals and entities supplying Russia's military-industrial base. In another press release on February 2, 2024, stated the Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, sanctioned 6 officials in the Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Cyber Electronic Command, IRGCCC, an Iranian government organization responsible for a series of malicious cyber activities against critical infrastructure in the United States and other countries. Therefore, again, another statement by Pastor Google that's inaccurate.
So, folks, let me even bring you guys up to date. I want you guys to listen to this one. Tommy, I piling on. I want you all to listen to this one. Listen to this.
Let's start this hour in the Middle East as President Joe Biden has approved sanctions on 4 Israeli settlers accused of attacking Palestinians in the occupied West Bank. The sanctions block the individuals from accessing all of US property, assets and the American financial system. Violence in the West Bank has spiked since Hamas launched an unprecedented attack on Israel on October the 7th. Mr. Biden signed a broad executive order saying violence in the West Bank had reached intolerable levels, threatening peace and stability in the region. Well, our Middle East correspondent Nick Beek is in Jerusalem and gave his analysis on what this says about tensions between Israel and the US.
This is significant and also symbolic, and as you say, it's the first time the administration has imposed these sort of sanctions. And just listening to White House officials, they say that they mirror the kind of measures that normally would be put on terrorist suspects or terrorist sympathizers, to use their terminology. And the reason for this, the White House says, is that the levels of settler violence against Palestinians in the West Bank has reached an intolerable level. And they say it's not just Palestinians there who are suffering, but also the prospects of a peace deal in the future, a 2-state solution, are all being undermined by this. And so that's why this action's been taken. It means, for example, these 4 individuals won't be able to access any funds, any donations or money that might be coming from the United States, as well as not being able to travel there. Now, the Israeli government here, led of course by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, has said these aren't needed because they're already taking tough action against settlers and any violence there, and also within the settler movement here in Israel. They've condemned this action by the US too.
And Nick, let's also talk about this potential progress to a ceasefire in the fighting in Gaza.
Yep.
Tommy.
Yep.
I in my estimation, boy, I don't know. I don't know. If them fellas and them if them believe in the spaghetti theory and to just throw things up on the wall and see what goes stick. Yeah. But to me, I want to think that they think that they are speaking to an illiterate, educated audience. Right? Let me repeat that. I think that they think that they think that they are speaking to an illiterate, educated audience, and they could throw these type of things out there and see what goes stick. In my
So they are illiterate, meaning they're not literate, but they're educated.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Make sense to me.
Well, whoever wanted to make sense, like make sense, illiterate, educated. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's the first time I put them two words together.
All right.
Yeah. I put them together. Yeah, I don't say put them together too.
All right.
All right. So Caribbean Soul says, so PM now went on Crime Talk and Washington ready to run on a vacation already. You know what? To be honest with you, Tommy, I don't have a problem with Prime Minister Rowley taking vacation, You know that?
Well, he seemed to be working hard.
But the problem here is that you don't need to come and lie to the population about taking a vacation. So if you need to come and lie to the population, mean to say that you're not transparent.
Well,
or go ahead.
Memory, the memory issue. You know what happens with that? Yeah. What did your mother-in-law say?
Alaya has no memory.
Okay.
Somebody tell me he might be forgetting or no. I think he's forgetting conveniently.
Could be that too. Because he's not a young fella.
Well, he could take what is ginkgo biloba? What is that? That's what it's called?
Ginkgo biloba?
Yeah. Is that? That's what it is? That for memory?
Yes.
I hear that has worked real good, I don't know. Yeah. Wall Street, but here the new mark that boss Munilal read a Venezuelan newspaper today about the NGC company that was created in 2023 called NGC Exploration. Oh God, is that fact or fiction? You know what? Munilal, I wonder if I'm Munilal. No. Don't they have some kind of thing today in Trinidad? Today's carnival, boy.
It's carnival time, boy. It's the worst time trying to reach any Trini.
Nah. Let me try and call Munilal. Let me see if I have Munilal number in here. Let me see if I have Munilal number in here. MWN. Here we go. Oh, I have a number. So, folks, we're trying to call Rudal Munilal. But I thought they had some kind of meeting today. I had two numbers. Phone ringing, but ringing. So, folks, we're trying to call Dr. Rudal Munilal. All right, that one didn't pick up. Let me see if I could try next one. What was that number I called? I'm gonna try this one. I think that's the same number, right? Tommy, I know you want to talk. The phone ringing. I know you wanted to talk about the Jack Warner issue.
Yes.
Go ahead now.
I think that's very important. I think it is finally the dilemma has finally been resolved.
Okay.
I mean, all along we knew that the reason why FIFA was under pressure is because the US did not get the World Cup as they wanted.
And Tommy, we said that over and over and over. We live here in the United States of America, so we understood the politics of what that was. But let me try to see if we can get Jack Warner. Let me try to see if we can get. So, folks, we're trying to get Jack Warner.
Doesn't he have a function today?
What function is that? I think the UNC had something to do.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Warner. You are live on WZYE 95.9 FM in the diaspora.
No, I don't want to talk. No, I'm in an All Force competition here in Princeton.
All right, okay. No problem.
Okay, good luck.
In Princeton here, the competition. I'm sorry, but
no problem. All right.
Good luck.
All right.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Call me again.
All right. Yeah. So, folks, at least he pick up the phone. He's honest.
Right.
He's in our All Force competition. We can't be upset with him for that.
No.
But Tommy, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And tell we in our All Force competition. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, God. Warner still playing All Force, boy.
Which is good. That's good for him.
That's a good thing, boy. What? NGC created a company in 2023, a few days after this dragon gas conversion was held, when Venezuelan officials came in Trinidad. We got to call and get more information about that. The people in that new NGC exploration are some of Rowley's friends, neighbors. Oh, God. Caribbean soul, boy. Oh, God. I got to play that thing for my own self, boy, Tommy.
Looks so.
Pastor Google not so, oh God, Pastor Google not so bright. A country could sanction a singular private bank or business also. Oh God. I just feel sorry for them, boy. The man, Renwick, good evening. Good afternoon. Renwick said the man has all Zima. Alzheimer. Alzheimer. You know what I mean? He put it in that way that.
No.
That's a good one. I like that one.
That was.
Yeah. You have to figure out that one, you know. You have to figure out that one. Alzheimer.
Alzheimer.
Oh, God, yeah, Alzheimer. Oh, God. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's good enough, boy. But yeah, but Tommy, the man talked about individuals don't get sanctioned. And at least before you talk that talk, right? If you is the pastor with the internet search engine name, you can Google it. Correct?
You can use yourself on it.
There we go. So that's all he had to do. But Tommy, I want to get back to your discussion with respect to Mr. Warner, because we here in the United States of America understood that America wanted that World Cup bad.
Bad.
But Mr. Warner had different ideas. And the World Cup, the last World Cup, was one of the most successful World Cup in the world. Most expensive, but one of the most successful.
True.
Right? So, at the end of the day, Jack Warner was absolutely correct.
Yep. His judgment was good.
And did you see how the people of Trinidad and Tobago, boy, they went after Jack, boy? Oh, God. Very sad, boy. So I am glad to see that finally, right? And Tommy, that's a Supreme Court ruling, you know.
Yeah, because it is a fact that they had no jurisdiction over FIFA.
No, there we go. FIFA is a jurisdiction of its own.
Unto itself.
Unto itself. FIFA does tell countries, you can't sanction them players. If you sanction them players, you ain't playing in the World Cup. That's how big and bad FIFA FIFA is big bad. They don't answer to nobody. Nobody. Yeah? So the Supreme Court ruled. And the Supreme Court is like the Privy Council, right? That would be the Privy Council for Trinidad and Tobago and other Caribbean countries, right? Right? Once you go there, there's no higher. Right? You can't go no other place. Yeah? But Tommy, another ruling I've started to think about is that ruling with respect to Crow. Yeah? I'm starting to think about that. Here's why. Here's why, Tommy. Because of this video that we are going to play now, I'm starting to think that if this case goes to the Privy Council, there's a great possibility that Crow may win that case. And listen to this.
4TT News strongly respects the rule of law and the role that the judiciary plays in the administration of justice. Today, we take a further look at the actions of a particular judge as public outrage continues unabated. Questions about Justice Frank Sipasad's rulings continues to dominate social media. In November 2011, Frank Sipasad, as president of Assembly of Southern Lawyers, publicly called for contempt charges to be brought against opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley. Rowley had made comments about Justice Ronnie Boodoo Singh's decision to squash an order of extradition for businessmen Ishwar Galbaran Singh and Steve Ferguson. 4 months after his public stance, Sipasad was appointed a judge in the Trinidad and Tobago judiciary in March of 2012. In September of 2014, former Attorney General Anand Ramlogan sued then opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley for defamation in the Emailgate scandal, where Ramlogan allegedly plotted with former Prime Minister Kamala Persad Bissassa to appoint the DPP as a judge, among other illegal actions. 4TT cannot confirm if any judges were appointed using this method. The matter was originally listed to be heard by Judge Vashish Kukaram on December 2, 2014. But on October 28, 2014, Kukaram recused himself and gave no reason for doing so. A new judge was hearing the matter, Justice Frank Sipasad. Sipasad did not recuse himself, as he had been critical of Rowley's actions prior to becoming a judge. Bias or perceived bias played no role in Sipasad's judgment to hear the matter. Rowley applied to the court for an extension, and Sipasad granted the order on December 16, 2014, with a stipulation that Rowley made submissions by January 7, 2015. In an unusual move, the court notified Ramlogan directly instead of Ramlogan's legal representative. The court failed to notify Rowley's attorney. On January 14, 2015, Sipasad ruled in favor of Ramlogan in a default judgment against Rowley, as Rowley had failed to make submissions. Public uproar ensued, and the judiciary issued a statement saying that an internal investigation was launched, and the public is advised that at the end of the process, any corrective action that may be deemed necessary will be swiftly implemented. 2 years later, and the public has not been informed of any swiftly implemented corrective action. On June 5, 2017, the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Anthony Carmona, advised the public that he was appointing 2 judges to the High Court, a duty that the President administers under the Constitution. Senior counsel Anand Ramlogan, acting on behalf of his client, filed an application hours later seeking to block the appointments. That application was initially randomly assigned to Justice Margaret Mohammed, but like her husband did in 2014 in the Ramlogan versus Rowley matter, Justice Mohammed refused to hear the matter, and instead suggesting it be heard by Justice Frank Seepersad, the same judge that replaced her husband, Justice Vashish Kukaram, in 2014. Seepersad heard the matter immediately and 2 hours later produced a 22-page judgment at 3 a.m. in favor of Ram Logan's client. Seepersad ordered that the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago hold the appointment process of the judges. This ruling was made despite Section 38(1) of the Constitution, which states that the President shall not be answerable to any court for the performance of the functions of his office, or for any act done by him in the performance of those functions. The state appealed the decision, and the appeal court immediately struck down Seepersad's ruling. Last month, Seepersad ruled that there was no need to file property tax declaration forms until the determination of a lawsuit challenging the fiscal measure. Ram Logan, again, is the attorney for the claimant in the matter. Ram Logan had filed another matter challenging the property tax. Seepersad again granted that injunction. The appeal court again struck down Seepersad's ruling. Nicholas Thompson, 4TT News.
Well.
We
have it there that there seems to be some bias going on.
Well. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Yeah?
You want to think the judiciary is fair and impartial, huh? But there are just so many variables that come into play.
Yeah, I don't know. When I saw that, I find that I cannot. You see, yeah, Tommy, and the judiciary is supposed to be impartial, right? Fair and impartial, right?
Correct.
They're not supposed to seem like if they're picking any sides, right? But
or they have any biases.
Correct is right. Yeah. So that's very suspect, man. Very, very suspect.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, because
very unfortunate.
It makes you really wonder in other cases what goes on.
And that's what it is.
I mean, you want to think things are above board, but when you weigh these inputs, it brings you to think that there are a lot of biases taking place.
Mm-hmm. And that's what get me to the Crow case. You understand? And things that he said in the report that absolutely had nothing to do with the case. You see? So let me say welcome to Mean, the man with the cricketer last name, and Moses defending the indefensible. Well, I'll make it 2 words: the un and the indefensible. Moses says, that's why I tell you Moses is my PNM partner. The weekend to Barbados cannot be classified as a vacation, even though
he says
he classified it as a vacation.
He said Moses, it was a vacation.
Moses is saying he can't be Moses. Oh God!
We didn't make that up. He's the one who advised it.
Lord have His mercy, Father. Please put a hand. Moses, the man say it was a vacation. You know, disputing the man and calling him a liar now? All right. So Moses, yeah, you're right. He lied then. So he lied.
Nobody ain't making nothing up. We just going with what he said.
Oh God. Tommy boy. Oh God, boy. Ooh. What? Oh. Moses boy. That's why Moses is my partner, Moses, please take that red earplugs out your ears.
Because when it was suggested that it was concerning the matter with the so-called kidnapping, he disputed it and said basically that he was on vacation. He had nothing to do with that.
Tommy, I don't know. I don't know when facts or quotes become misleading. Facts or quotes become misleading. The
Because
weekend.
people were thinking that the so-called vacation was to have discussion with PM Motley concerning.
So
was it Thomas was his name? The gentleman that they brought back to Trinidad?
The arms dealer. Yeah, I think something. I think his name was something Thomas.
Brent Thomas or something? I don't remember.
Let me see. Arms dealer from Tobago. Arms dealer from Tobago. Let me see what it is. Arms dealer. Dealer from Trinidad brought back. I'm just trying to see that.
From Barbados.
Brought back from. Okay. Brought back from Barbados. BROUGH. Brought back from Barbados. And Tommy, you know what this too? This is a message for the pastor with the internet search engine name. You say we just do it when we insure, we just go to the pastor with the internet search engine name on the internet
and check to be sure.
Here we go. Check to be sure. So here we have it now. Tommy, you are absolutely correct. Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, has denied government involvement in the abduction of Brent Thomas, an authorized firearms dealer from Marvel, Trinidad, who was arrested in Barbados and brought back to TT last year. There we go. Look how easy that was. Take less than a minute. It took less than a minute. You see, since we have gone on radio in Trinidad and Tobago, we are raising the bar for radio in Trinidad and Tobago. Let me repeat that. We are raising the bar for radio in Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, we are raising the bar. Yeah? Because it is very important for when you are listening to people, they are giving you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
That's right.
And not misleading you, trying to mislead you, or trying to lie to you. Folks, we're going to go for a quick break. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics on WZYE 95.9 FM with yours truly, Professor Walshin and Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Is Pharaoh still existing? As if before, resembling an Israelite, not being treated right, enslaved day and night. Oh, we just can't go on this way. We just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. We just can't go on this way. We like the Israelites feeling pain. We just can't.
After the 169, what can you
Lord, look around, you'll see the Pharaoh mentality.
We are back with you. Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics on WZYE 95.9 FM, coming to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Caller, welcome.
Yeah, I have some pressing questions. Right? One of the pressing questions, you want me to talk about the Croco part of it?
Yeah, cause you could talk at anything. Anything you
Talk
want to
about
talk.
anything.
Anything.
Oh, the first thing I want to talk about is the glass bottle law. So they could put in place a law. First of all, it's not a law, it's a statute or some kind of code or act or something. Not no law. And I'll wrap up and tell you, and I'll tell you why I say it's not a law just now.
Yeah, but caller, let me be honest.
Yes.
Let me be honest.
Hold on.
Okay.
Please.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, let me hear how honest you want me to be. Go ahead.
But caller, if
I didn't say something. I'm not about to say something is wrong with that, you know.
No. I was gonna say if it's a statute, right? Means to say people have to follow it. If you don't follow it, you're breaking the statute.
Okay.
So it's
Let
like
me
a
say
law.
this.
So it's like a law.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. There is a general, I'm going to say it slow. There is a general misconception that statutes passed by legislatures with an appearance bearing as law is the law of the land.
Caller, let me do this for you right now. Caller, let me stop you 1 minute. Wait, 1 minute. 1 minute. Caller, this is what we do here. Look, I Google it. Yes, a statute is a law. Statutes.
Allow me to finish speaking now, boy. Else I'm going to hang up the phone, boy. I will just hang up this phone. You
gonna hang up the phone? You gonna hang up the phone? Eh? You want to call and tell people you gonna hang up the phone? So you big and bad, Jesso? You big and bad? Go and hang it up now. No, you don't come here and tell people you gonna hang up the phone. Like you running the show, what? He running the show, Tommy?
It looks so.
He gonna hang up the phone? Well, I hang up the phone on you. I don't hang up phone on people. I don't. But you go come here with that talk? Nah, not here. All you know I don't do that. You coming into a program and telling the person you go hang up the phone on them. Listen, nah, partner, it don't go so. Because you upset because we Google it and telling you a statute is a law. There we go. Yes, a statute is a law. Statutes are laws written and enacted by legislative branch of government. Wrong with you? You ain't gonna come here with that. KFC, what going on?
Good afternoon, Washi. Good afternoon, Mr. Tommy.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
I call it if fast and disrespectful, it tell you hang up before. Is you controlling your program?
I don't know.
And if you call and you call and every duty them program and say take a time let them talk. You want 2-3 hours like you are whole show for yourself or what?
But he go hang up the phone. I hang up the phone on him before he hang up.
Until you hold your hand and you go hang up the phone. But you said you was a block. You was hang up the phone one time or she could try to disrespect your program, man.
I hang it up. I ain't waste no time. Hang it up. Because I hang up. He hang up.
And he calls that another statute is not a law.
Yeah. But
he always calling every duty on them program and trying to change over the narrative and come with a different agenda. That call like that sick fella.
Yeah, and he born on the Noah's Ark. He born on the Noah's Ark. He know everything.
Yeah.
He disagree with what Google says.
Yeah, Mr. Tom, you and watch it on the current a good program. Speak truth to power. Tell them like all later, but you're listening as out. You're taking any program.
Yeah, man.
Love in the house.
Bless.
Thank you.
But you see, Tommy, you see what it is? Yeah, KFC. I think KFC. Tommy, you calling a program and telling the people a statute is not a law. We don't believe in no misleading information. And I sit down here and I wait now, boy. All right. So Tommy, if I put a statute in place and you have to follow that statute and you break that statue and you got a ticket for that statue, what did you break?
A
You
law.
break a glass. No. You break a glass. No, a law. You break a glass. It's a glass you break. A glass you break. Partner, go elsewhere with that. Go elsewhere with that. Go on the pastor with the internet search engine name and go on daily cry baby voice and go and get them that. They ain't coming here with that. And we fact check you quick. We waste no time.
But Anselm, in the back of you, there's Sunday talk. The backdrop.
Yeah.
Something keep playing in my head, and I say I'm gonna ask you: is that SWN or SUN?
No, that's just a take. That's just a take. That's just a take. The way how it's done. It's just a take on Sunday.
Yeah, because I'm saying it should be SU, and I'm seeing SW.
No. It's just a take. It's just a take on Sunday. That's how I did it. I did it like that. It's a take on Sunday. Don't worry about it. You're safe.
All right. Because I'm gonna say, anybody spelling that any.
Nah, you're safe. It's just a take on Sunday. The U. It's like a W then.
Yes, W.
Yeah. Just a take on the U. That's all.
All right, sir.
A different kind of thing. That's it. Yeah. But yeah, you calling the program and telling the people you go hang up on them. But you not serious? Before he hang up? Means you not shall let him finish? No. Let him finish for what?
He disrespectful.
Let him finish.
Big time. You clearly say to him that a statute, as far as your research shows, a statute is a law.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he tell anybody he gonna hang up on you.
He gonna hang up on me because he get fact check. That's what we do, you know. Don't come with that stuff about your statue with water bottles and this is all. Nah. We ain't tolerating that. We're not tolerating that.
Glass bottles, yeah.
Glass bottles. We ain't tolerating that. I should have let him finish. Let him finish for what? Why should I let him finish for? Mean Jean said it was a working vacation.
He didn't say that. You say that.
Oh God. And yes. Caribbean so say you know about the Statue of Liberty. You should have let him finish, then hang up.
Caribbean so it's not a statute, a statute.
No. That's a pun. I think that's a pun. Yeah. You should have let him finish, then hang up. For what? What let him finish for? You know, let me tell you, Eugene, let me tell you something. You see how you deal with little things is how you're going to handle big things. If you allow these little disrespect to go unabated, it's going to get worse. You understand? So it's important how you deal with the little things. Yeah? So you go just come in. Anyway, I had enough of that, yes. I don't want to talk about that no more.
No, that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough of it for that. I done with that. Yeah. So you know what, Tommy? Let me give me a minute here. Let me call a guest, see if he's coming in. Because it's 2:00 now. Let me call him, okay? Hold it for a minute.
Yeah. You intended to play a calypso.
All right, you know what? Let me play that calypso. Let me play that. So we could use that right there. This is Elon Francis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You go this kind of back. Something amazing happened so recent. They put a Kaisonian in parliament. Some people rejoice and some people bawl. And some say that shouldn't happen at all. Now all politicians living in fear, but afraid what the Calypsonian would hear. All the mistakes that they're going to make, and all the issues on the country plate, like how the crime rate raising, like it using east, and none of we leaders don't want to meet, or how a big man in Tobago fell, cause he have a weakness for the BBL, or how the property tax seems so unfair, cause something the rich man not going to bear. But if it had one man I'd love to be, I want to be a landlord just like Al-Rari, but die too much. And I don't like that at all. Die too much politics. I know the way them tricks. See, many does come and many does go, but I want my people and them to know. Whenever you see me here on a show, it's not a politician singing a Calypso. Whatever the task they give to me, Calypso is rooted in my belly. So I want everybody here to see it's a Calypsonian representing we. The man with the fro, if you hear them shout, and one time he get cool your mouth. Some people they smile and some people cuss, saying how this youth playing black conscious. The parliament staff, they all agree. Kaiso inside here is so strange to see. From his perspective, what he going to say, and how he interpret the lacare, like if the opposition and Jack unite after they had one of the biggest fights, or if the PM get put in court by the same Venezuelans for which he fought, or if an ex-minister end up viral fighting to get inside a funeral. No invitation, but the thing get tense if you see how she stick up on top the fence. But I too much bacchanal, and I don't like that at all. And I too much politics, yeah. And I don't deal with them tricks. I could wear my hair up, I could wear my hair down. It don't change the lyrics inside the song. So if you hear me on your radio, it's not a politician bringing a Calypso. Despite what's the role they want me play, Calypso's a part of my DNA. So I hope it makes everyone happy. It's a Calypso you're representing. We got even Kaisonians start to criticize and immediately start to roll their eyes, bad talking him like they were not friends and saying it really should have be them. Hoping his job will distract him, so this year he won't get no chance to sing. But this Calypsonian will fill his shoes and always sing the relevant issues, like how the people are afraid to use their lights, cause they find tea and tech not treating them right. Or when you go down inside HDC, houses mashing up like GDBB. Or maybe you want to try to protect your home, cause the bandits and them won't leave you alone. Calling the police, boy, you might get this. They might say, and you know where the station is, but like too much bacchanal. I don't like that at all. Or die too much politics. And I don't deal with them tricks. See, whether I'm close or whether I'm far, singing Calypso is in my nature. So despite wherever you see me go, it's not a politician singing a kaiso. I just follow God Almighty, and I'm not sure what He will choose for me. But I'm satisfied once we all agree it's a Calypsonian representing we.
Yep. Your mic's muted.
Tommy, I have to be honest with you. That is Calypso.
Yep. Real Kaiso.
Real Kaiso. That is Kaiso. Real Kaiso. That is what Kaiso is all about. Oh, listen to this one. I hear this one. Listen to this one. I hear this one. I'm like, man, hold up. Let me get it here. And I was surprised at this person. Let me listen to this one here. Listen to this one.
The power soaking. That's why I fed up by you, Grey Goose gangster granny. You refuse to put country before party. Before you resign, so you and your husband go play nana nanny. You reciting Trinidad lyrics like your name Princess Swanee. So you're getting licks, relics. A ton load of licks. Since you want to teach the public how to load matic and empty clip. Take stick, licks, relics. A ton load of licks. Let me tell you, lady, why you can't escape this. Pure failure as a former prime minister. Cause your tenure was corrupted and sinister. You do a disservice to all women. Child marriage you never condemn. And human sex traffickers in your party you defend. You wicked old hen. Licks, relics. A ton load of licks. But it's a plenty more crookedness. Me a finish. A criminal kleptocracy is what you lead in. Racism and hypocrisy you overseeing. You totally unfit for purpose. Wrong we neck like an albatross. And about 1 million election in a row you done lost. So you ain't see you's a cross. Licks, relics. A ton load of licks. Since you insist you have no morals or ethics. Well we pelting blows. Your worthlessness can no longer stand with the return of the boy man.
Tommy, did you hear that one?
Yeah, listen to that.
Oh God.
I don't know what to say again.
I told the man coming with Boa Part 2, you know. And that is where you come with? Really, boy? Elon Francis, boy, you have plenty of work to do, you know. Tommy, that Elon Francis Calypso, so far, last night, listen to them. Listening to that Calypso last night, that Calypso Fiesta semi-final. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, Francis, that young son, it's a die Calypso. I was thinking any magic.
Dice Calypso. That is what we want.
That was Calypso.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's think about the real issue of going on in the nation right now.
When I listened to that one, I said, boy, go to the head of the class, Elon Francis.
Yeah.
Go to the head of the
You get any crown?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that crown this year.
Yeah, correct is right.
Nice.
You show Karina Shane getting it?
Youth man too.
Yeah.
Oh, you show Karina Shane getting the crown?
No.
Karina Shane, because no play boy man. They all have to go balance the house and sing Calypso.
Yes, he said I go balance.
Yeah, they man go there. Them not singing nothing. Nothing about what the PLM government to prepare them to look bad. People want to do shoot and go over Calypso. Like Ian France said, they nice Calypso. You can listen to Calypso over and over.
Over and over. Correct is right. correct is right, KFC. I could listen to that thing over and over. I want to listen to that fella singing, Mr. Shaq singing that.
Yeah.
Eh? And I want to listen to Karina, she's singing, what is, poverty have no excuse for crime.
Yeah.
I want to listen to them singing that.
No. Pero wala listen, dahil man pa may dahil France, dahil ko ka so wala ka when you come on the stage, and he started singing that car, so the first time I pause here, I said, but that car so supposed to be.
But KFC, when I listened to that last night, I said, wait, I put in the chat, Kaiso. That is Kaiso.
He deserve that crown this year, Bible.
Yeah, man.
All the best in the Savannah.
Yeah, man.
It's next Sunday coming here.
Correct is right.
I hope you understand
all things win.
What, Tommy?
If all things go fair, he is gonna win.
You never know.
I hope they pass it up here, them judges there, you know.
Well, maybe Shadow could come back and have them jump in.
Like try to play that card before you go, man. Love to understand, love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we had to play that. Hey, I wonder if I hit on Francis' number. Yeah, let me see, Tony. Let me take a big guess. Okay, I think coming up there. I'm gonna try. I think one time I'd interview him, you know. Captain, yeah, we have a number for Marvin Gonzalez. Captain, I don't know if we have a number for Marvin Gonzalez. Francis. Stephen Francis. No boy. I think I used to have a number for him, you know. I'm gonna try something else here, Tommy. Let me see if I have it in here. Let me see. Contacts. No boy. Francis. Keeler Francis. Chef Francis. Francis. All right, I gotta get your number. We'll get your number. Who Francis is this? No, that's a 954 number. Keeler Francis. Who's that? All right, Tommy. We know your number.
You'll get it in the week.
Yeah, you go try and get it for tomorrow. You went in the wrong guy, so mean with the cricketer last thing I want to know.
Was that
a calypso? Why calypso in the political cemetery, you know? You need people like Elon Francis to take them out, you know? How much is the prize this year? What is the calypso prize this year?
I don't know. Maybe I could Google it. Let me see.
Yeah, I think it's a car, and I think what I think it's a car and a certain amount of money, you know. What is the Calypso Fiesta price?
Well, not Fiesta. Calypso Monarch.
Oh, it's Calypso Monarch. Okay. What is
the Calypso Monarch? What is the Calypso Monarch price? What is the Calypso Monarch price in Trinidad? $800,000.
Yeah, right. So it's 500 cash price and a 300,000 car value. Right? So that's a good thing. So let me run down. First place is 500,000 and a car. Second place is 350,000. Third place is 250,000. Fourth place is 175,000. Fifth to 12th place is 45,000. That ain't bad. I don't think that bad.
Everybody gets paid, which is good.
Everybody gets paid. Yeah, everybody gets paid. Yeah. So yeah, but I watched the whole thing yesterday. And at that times I was falling asleep. Yeah, at that time I was falling asleep. And Tommy, let me say this, right? My wife not really into calypso, right? And you know when you're doing thing in a certain place, you have an accessory to whatever you are doing.
Correct.
Right? So she's an accessory to listening to calypso or listening to the fiesta out of Skinner Park, the semi-final. And she asked me about 3 calypso. She asked me, what I'm singing there? I said, if you had to ask me that is how bad them calypso them. Eh? Yeah. But folks, Dr. James gonna come in the last half hour. Yeah.
You know, but sometimes you wonder how they made it. The selector selected them if they didn't have anything better than that.
Tommy, I agree with you, Tommy. And Tommy, you hear Lady Gypsy song? You telling me Lady Gypsy song? Oh, let me back up, because I don't know if she put herself up in order to get into the semifinals. Right? We don't know. But let me say this. If Lady Gypsy had put herself up to be judged and she didn't make it, something wrong. That's why. So I like to find that out if Lady Gypsy put herself up in order to be judged to get into the semifinal. Because some of them calypso that I heard, it's not calypso, calypso. Right? Them forget it so. Some of them calypso I heard, I was like, I can't get it. Bizram, I ain't seen no clip in WhatsApp, Where you send me the clip in WhatsApp? There we go right here. All I seen is the thing you sent me with the Facebook page with modern day politics. That's all I'm seeing. I ain't seeing the video. It is linked to Facebook. Yeah, they send me the link, but they're just showing modern politics and there's nothing to play. There's nothing to play in that link. Yeah, there's nothing to play. All right, let me read through what it says, Bizram. It says, modern day politics, private group, 5.7 members, joint group, and it have rules from the admin, see all admin, group activity. This group is private. That's what it says. No, I can't press nothing to play. No, there's none for me to press and play. Bijam, there's none to press and play. The two of them is the same thing. I try opening both of them. Both of them is the same link. So if you want to send me a link, you have to send me a link so I could press and play. But there's nothing in that I could play. Right? So to me, another big thing that happened over the weekend coming out of the JSC. Yeah, Bizram.
When you press it, will go on Facebook, right? And you will get the link there, and you will see it, you will love it. No. When it plays, go straight to Facebook. When you press it, will go to Facebook and you will get the link and you will get the video.
No, Bijram, the link you send me to our Facebook page to join the group.
And no.
Look again. The link you send me
yeah, I see it.
to join our group. it doesn't send it to me in order for me to play a video. So maybe what you can do, send the link directly to the video, and then I could play it. But it's not allowing me to play anything, all right?
I will try and see again, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Yeah, Tommy. So one of the big things, Tommy, happened coming out of the JSC with I like contestant number 34 and 35 and just a few others. Who was number 34 and 35, Mean Gene? Let me see what's contestant number 34 and 35. Here's a 3-minute clip from the NGC exploration. It's not no clip. You just send me a clip there, Brandon, and there's nothing attached to it. Okay? So send me the clip if you want me to play it. There's nothing attached to it.
That's who 34 and 35 is.
Yeah. Let me see what this is here. Hold on. Oh.
The listening public this. The People's National Movement Party knew.
Yeah. Bijan, we played that already, you know. Oh, God. We played that one. Isaac Lopez, Julia Davy. Anyway, contestant 34 and 35. Who was that? Let me see who that was, Tommy. So again, folks, the finalists for Calypso Monarch 2024, Aaron Duncan.
Aaron Duncan.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Bijam, we played that clip with Julia Davy already, you know. I did clip with Julia Davy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played that clip in the past, man.
All right.
We go play part of it again. You go play part of it again.
If you want to play it, you can play it, you know.
Yeah.
Plenty people ask me about it there. I tell them I'll post it to your program there.
No problem.
So they may be listening. All right, thanks.
All right, cool, bless. All right. There's a video with what's the name? Let me see this other one. Oh, the gang video is too bad.
Volume up.
Yeah. No, I just kind of quiet it. I'm trying to find something from who's contestant number 34 and 35. I was just saying, Aaron or Aaron, whichever one it is.
Aaron Duncan.
Aaron Duncan, Brian London, Helon Francis, Corinne Ashe, Kurt Allen, Marshall Montano, Mikal.
Mikal
Teja, Chucky Gordon, Gypsy, and Stacy Sobers. The last year winner was Tazaya O'Connor, and then the monarch from Tobago, who is Dylan Thomas. So there'll be 12 contestants, right? And the good thing is that everybody getting a little, everybody go eat their food.
Right.
And information reaching us from certain sources indicate that sources have indicated, quote, I repeat that, sources have indicated, quote, reliable sources have informed me, that's the source, that U.S. operative, FBI, and/or CIA arrived in Trinidad last night. Close quote. Yeah. So let me see the contestants now. Let me see who was 35. Brian London was number 34, and Michelle Henry was number 35. So, mean with the cricketer last name, you're 1 for 1. Brian London made it, but Michelle Henry didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
She didn't make it, right. So, yeah. So, yeah, I told the Calypso this year was very weak. Okay, so somebody just sent me a video about the NGC exploration. Oh, people sending me all kind of thing, but you told me. Let's play that. Let's listen to that. Hold on, I'm gonna put this.
I need my voice well moist for this one. When we checked at the company records in Trinidad and Tobago, what did we find? Now, we had to look for this because Young will not tell us. They will not tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago. November 9th, 2023, that is just a couple months ago, Registered General Department, Articles of Incorporation, a company named NGC Exploration and Production Limited. In November, registering a company. We have the Articles of Incorporation. Certificate of Incorporation, never told us anything. Notice of address, change of address, and so on. The person giving the information is one Venetia Adele Painter, I think. The directors of the company, Joseph Khan, a project management practitioner, don't know who is that. Mark Lokwan, chemical engineer. They have his address, something I won't call that. Mark Lokwan and Joseph Khan are directors of a company registered in 9th of November 2023. They have a return of issuance or transfer of shares document dated January 5th, 2024. So they are going about in secret registering companies that the Venezuelans tell us about. We didn't hear about this. And they, of course, put the class and number of shares, amount of ordinary shares, blah, blah, blah. Those are the things that people in this area will know about. But the point I am making is we have the documents. Why did they hide it? Why did they hide it? We got it. The other matter I raise in passing, because the members of the press and national community will have a field day with this one, I'm sure. Article 20 of the agreement states that on condition, there's a condition that not now, but when they go and they find their gas, they have, of course, a scientific process. Before they do anything, before anything is done, members of the press, there is a condition for the payment of a bonus, Article 20. And I will bring it up and read it properly, because these are matters you can't misquote and so on. And so, yeah. Article 20 states, Article 20, discovery of oil condensate associated with natural gas and so on, and unassociated natural gas. The licensees must immediately inform the ministry. Well, we're clear on that. They have 180 days to inform and make an offer for its evaluation and exploitation. So then you make an offer for exploitation and taking it out, pricing and so on. But here it is. The offer must consist of a bonus payable as an initial bonus in United States dollars or its equivalent in a currency defined by the body with jurisdiction. You have 90 days following the date of obtaining all the necessary authorization. You have to pay a bonus to the government of Venezuela according to this before you move on anything. We are being told that the bonus, called a signature fee, is 65 million United States dollars. Who is paying 65 million United States dollars to Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela before you move a cubic feet, meter, whatever, before you move gas from any site to Atlantic LNG or to Point Lisas, as the case may be?
I don't know what else to say now.
Say nothing.
I don't know what else to say. I really don't know. Well, we have to wait for the other set of facts to come out. I'll put it that way. The other set of facts. But the thing about it is that, let me ask a question, Tommy. If the government had set up this company, should the people of Trinidad and Tobago know about their company?
If the government set up that company in particular,
the exploration, yeah,
then it's the people's business. If the government sets it up, then it's the people's business.
So, is it possible that they was going to inform the people at some point in time?
It's just mere speculation as to right now if we were to make any statements.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking that it happened in November, December, January. I mean, it's less than 2 months, right?
It's February already.
Right, February already. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
I think that transparency would warrant that information being public information.
Okay. So Caribbean Soul said, yes, the citizens should have known because NGC is a state company. That's a good point. Right? If NGC is a state company, I mean, the government should have been transparent with that information.
Yeah, but you see who the principals are? A project manager and an engineer.
Nah, you know them name?
One of the names seemed familiar.
Okay. Nah, I don't know the name. The local name sounds familiar.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar. The local name sounds familiar. I don't think that local name have the same background as you and I, Tommy.
No. Definitely not.
Oh God.
Yeah. Somebody was trying to get away with something that they thought nobody else would notice.
Yeah, I don't know, boy. I don't know. It's better to put the things on the table and let the chips fall where they may, man, than for you to go and yeah. I don't know, boy. Sometimes I just had a loss for words, boy, with all the shenanigans and the misleading information and the activists and them who come in with information and they ain't even fact checking the information because that person say them coming to just to regurgitate whatever that person says.
But what worries me is that the choices that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago has is questionable. You get me?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, to me, I just wonder, man. I just wonder what it takes to be transparent. In my estimation, if you put the cards on the table, right, you don't have to worry about nothing. Once you're transparent and accountable, you don't have to worry about nothing.
You know what?
But
it will take dire consequences in order to make that happen.
I understand.
You see,
to be transparent.
If you're not transparent in your court, the consequences have to be very harsh.
No, but you could spin it. You could get some spin bowlers to spin it for you, right?
And then and only then we would see that the right thing will be done.
Yeah. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah, man, someone should make one point. Right now, your boy said, don't fact check him, nothing. He program for entertainment only.
Who said that?
Mr. Rooster, Friday. He said, you got to realize you're only going to fact check them. He said, don't fact check me. My program is for entertainment only.
Oh, okay. So he entertaining people by misleading them.
Yeah, you know, that was what we trying to say.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say. Don't worry, if I mislead all you, it's entertainment.
Yeah. And the what them programs about to mislead them dinosaurs and them people
and
who do have who are no phone and internet and all them kind of things, or we could go and Google it and get the correct information.
And we calling them out. That's what it is.
Yes, they ain't like that at all.
Nah.
They don't know calling they say come and spread propaganda like you on the program.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but wait now.
Right now, yeah, them on the toes right now, don't watch shit.
But wait, KFC. One to the lawsuit. I was supposed to get something yesterday because if I put on the video with Pastor Google where you call people dunce and stupid, I was supposed to get a lawsuit, right? You know what I'm saying?
You send any voice yet?
Nah, call him and ask him where he send it now. If you need the address. Ask him if you need the address, I don't have your number.
I'll call him tomorrow and tell him.
Yeah.
I'll give me address and everything and
ask him we address you need.
I will give you all there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah.
Love.
Tommy?
Yep.
You know, Tommy, Tommy.
Yes.
Are making significant changes to radio in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well,
we are revolutionizing.
Someone has to, because else it'll be heading into an abyss.
You took the word right out of my mouth, Tommy. Into an abyss. Where they could just come to the radio and talk over they want to talk. Just throw things up. Yeah? They're just coming and talking. Now, they have to watch what they are saying.
Absolutely.
They have to watch what they are saying. Boy, and yeah, we fact checking all you. Not only all you, but we fact checking the other statements that they make to
everyone.
Fact check don't have no color, Fact check is not red or yellow, or blue, Fact check is fact check. Yeah?
Black and white.
Yeah, that is it. But Tommy, I just got next thing here. This is what it says. This is an article in the BBC. It says, displayed on CBC radio in Canada this morning. It features the plight of children of Trinidadian parents who went to Syria and joined ISIS. It is required but deeply distressing listening, especially when it comes to the total lack of care or intervention from the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me just play a little part of it. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's long. Let me see if we could get anything out of just the first part. Take a listen.
It's the night of January 20th, 2022. A truck approaches the gates of Guaran prison in the city of Hasaka in northeast Syria. The building holds an estimated 3,500 suspected.
What's going on?
No, yeah. That guy calling. I ain't taking any call.
IS members. A bomb blasts a hole in the prison wall. In the chaos that follows, IS militants overcome the guards and storm the jail, with one aim: to take their people back. It's the terror group's most brazen attack since the defeat of its caliphate in 2019. The Syrian Democratic Forces, the SDF, backed by US airstrikes, struggle to regain control of the prison. For 10 days, they engage in intense fighting. Amidst the carnage, a voice message makes it out.
I just got shot by Apache. My head's bleeding. I'm very scared.
Yusuf Zahab, a 17-year-old boy brought to Syria by his family from Australia when he was 11.
There's no doctors here that can help me. I need help, please. I'm scared I might die any time. Please help me.
It's a message to his family back home.
Wait, listen, please, if you can send this to BBC News or any news reporters so they can see this, please, if you can help us, please.
His family get Yusuf's messages to me. In the days that follow, Yusuf says he's not the only kid caught in the crossfire.
Kids are just everywhere. We're just mixed up here. There's no such thing as kids or no kids. A lot of the kids, like 15, 20 of them got killed. A lot of them are injured now.
Hundreds of boys were taken to men's prisons like these after the fall of Baghouz. Some are as young as 12. On the 10th day, the prison is brought back under SDF control. Hundreds are dead. Some have escaped. Yusuf is missing. Guaran prison is about an hour from Al Hol camp. If IS can attack the prison, they can attack the camps. That's thousands of children like Yusuf, whom IS see as their own. The longer these children remain here, the higher the risk of being taken or crossing over themselves. I'm Poonam Taneja, and this is Bloodlines.
Okay, you change your mind, change your clothes like a girl, change your underwear.
The little boy doing this Katy Perry impression, he's 4 years old.
Change your mind like a girl, change your clothes like a girl, change your underwear.
He lives with his 6-year-old brother and their mum, Rafina, in one of the countless tents that make up the Al Raj camp.
But it's so cute. I'm so sorry.
This 3x10-meter tent has been his home for most of his life.
No, eat the whole plate. I ate the whole plate. No, I can't. No, Mommy, I can't eat so much food. If I eat so much food, then I'll get pop and
There are stacks of exercise books lying around, coloured pencils, crayons, a stray kitten sleeping on a pile of blankets. This tent is their world, where the boys eat, play.
So that's just part of it. There's a part 2 with some Trinidadians in it. And I wasn't going to try to play that whole thing. It's a long thing. It's about 30 minutes. So if I'm going to go over it and see what parts pertaining to Trinidad and cut that part out, and then, we can listen to that part, So coming up at the top of the hour is political analyst Dr. Winford James will join us. Tommy?
Yeah?
It's never a dull day in Trinidad and Tobago.
Never.
And I think Tommy, I wanted to play this. I want you to listen to this. This is Watchman talking about being afraid to return to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, I listened to
Ex-cop, Calypsonian afraid to return home to Trinidad. Crime puts the fear into Watchman. Retired policeman and Calypsonian Wayne Watchman Haid says the murder rate in Trinidad and Tobago has him afraid to return home. Despite having worked in war-torn countries, retired police officer, former head of the UN Regional Conduct and Discipline Unit and Calypsonian Wayne Watchman Haid says crime levels in Trinidad and Tobago have left him in fear of returning home. Speaking via Zoom at a civil society crime summit hosted by the People's Roundtable on January 31st at the Cipriani Labour College in Valsaine, Haid, who is based in Kampala, Uganda, said the murder rate and overall serious crime levels in TT are unacceptable. As a policeman and someone who has been all over the world and in very dangerous places, I feel more fearful being in my own country than out here. Whether it is Lebanon, East Timor, Sudan, Rwanda, wherever I am, I have no such fear as I do when I come home to my country, Haid said. Haid, who never completed secondary school, joined the police and later acquired 2 bachelor degrees, 2 master's degrees and his doctorate, and became an attorney. He twice applied for the post of police commissioner, in 2017 and 2022, but his age was said to be the determining factor in his not being considered, since back then, he was already in his 60s. Haid, whose unit also covered UN peacekeeping operations in Israel, Syria, Cyprus, and Italy, said despite the crime levels, he was not in support of soldiers being put on the street as a solution to crime, as declared by the Prime Minister at a PNM public meeting in Barataria earlier in January. Soldiers are trained for war. They are not trained to be police. In short-term situations, in emergency situations, during times of high stress, then yes, it is necessary to bolster or enhance in order to address community issues. But it is not a solution to crime. He said government should adopt another approach by focusing instead on stricter gun laws. Haid said stopping guns from entering is not an easy task, as TT is an island nation. He said its geographic location means there will always be an issue with border control and preventing the flow of illegal items, including firearms, into the country. He said there needs to be more effort by Parliament to increase the penalties for gun possession to provide a more effective deterrent. We have to make TT a country where the possession and use of guns will be treated so severely that people must know that touching one will put them away for a very long time, if not forever. He admitted, it is a drastic solution. It is an extreme solution, but these are extreme times. Haid described the issue of bail for gun crimes as a legislative and constitutional weakness. People are aware that no matter what crimes they are charged with, the question of bail, the question of basic human rights and the non-penalty that we presently have protect them and allows them to get back out on the street to go and kill more people. He said a crackdown on guns will likely lead to a reduction in murders. If we remove guns from the equation, we will not be talking about this problem. It will be about something else, because they won't be murdering so many people with knives, cutlasses, and slingshots. Haid said he believes it is only a matter of time before gun violence affects fates. He said the best option is for politicians to work together to address gun violence through passing harsher, punitive legislation. The government and opposition must stop talking separately, stop trying to one-up the other and address weaknesses in our judicial system. We must have expedited trials for gun cases and mandatory, custodial, sentences for gun-related crime. Haid, who founded the Police Social Welfare Association, said while societal solutions to crime are welcomed, the effects of these will not be immediate. We have to be aware of the fact that no matter what we talk about, no matter how much we want to postulate very good societal solutions, some of you might be dead before the solutions even get the chance to affect society in a positive way. The People's Roundtable comprises several non-governmental organizations, community-based groups, civil society organizations, and social movements.
So there you have it, folks. That's former Calypsonian and police officer Wayne Haid talking about his sentiments regarding traveling back to Trinidad and Tobago. So, folks, we're going to go for a quick station identification. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on 95.9 FM. All right, you can always look at us on WZYE TV on YouTube and WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. You can also share the live there as well, and you can also subscribe. We're going to go for a quick break, and when we come back, we should have Dr. Winford James with us for the next hour.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
You go this kind of back. Something amazing happened so recent. They put a Kaisonian in parliament. Some people rejoice and some people bawl. And some say that shouldn't happen at all. Now all politicians living in fear, but afraid what the Calypsonian would hear. All the mistakes that they're going to make, and all the issues on the country plate, like how the crime rate raised, like it used in East, and none of we leaders don't want to meet, or how a big man in Tobago fell, cause he have a weakness for the BBL, or how the property tax seems so unfair, cause something the rich man not going to bear. But if it had one man I'd love to be, I want to be a landlord, just like Al Reebok. Die too much. And I don't like that at all. Die too much politics. I go to with them tricks. See, many does come and many does go, but I want my people and them to know. Whenever you see me here on a show, it's not a politician singing a Calypso. Whatever the task they give to me, Calypso is rooted in my belly. So I want everybody here to see it's a Calypso, the other representing we. Ba 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 da da, baby da. Me get cool your mouth. Some people they smile and some people cuss, saying how this youth playing black on chess. The parliament staff they all agree. Kaiso inside here is so strange to see. From his perspective, what he going to say and how he to night after they had one of these fights, or if the PM get put in court by the same Venezuelans for which he fought, or if our ex-minister end up viral fighting to get inside a funeral. No invitation, but the thing get tense if you see how she stick up on top of the fence. But I too much now. And I don't like that at all. And I too much politics, yeah. And I don't deal with them tricks. I could wear my hair up, I could wear my hair down. It don't change the lyrics inside the song. So if you hear me on your radio, it's not a politician bringing a Calypso. Despite what's the role they want me play, Calypso's a part of my DNA. So I hope it makes everyone happy. It's a Calypso you're representing. We even Kaisonians start to criticize and immediately start to roll their eyes. By talking him like they were not friends and saying it really should have be them. Hoping his job will distract him, so this year he won't get no chance to sing. But this Calypsonian will fill his shoes and always sing the relevant issues, like how the people are afraid to use their lights, cause they find the and tech not treating them right. Or when you go down inside HDC, houses mashing up like GDBB. Or maybe you want to try to protect your home, cause the bandits and them won't leave you alone. Calling the police, boy, you might get this. They might say, and you know where the station is. But like too much back and now. Don't like that at all. Like too much politics. And I don't deal with them tricks. See, whether I'm close or whether I'm far, singing Calypso is in my nature. Despite wherever you see me go, it's not a politician singing a Kaiso. I just follow God Almighty, and I'm not sure what He will choose for me. But I'm satisfied once we all agree. It's a Calypsonian representing we.
And there you have it, Tommy, boy.
Yep. Yes.
So, Tommy, before I try to get back Winford to Dr. Winford James, I just received something here. Oh God, boy, people flooding me. They're flooding me my WhatsApp, Tommy. Official Gazette of the Bolivian Republic of Venezuela. Caracas, Monday, January 29th, 2024. Summary. Ministry of Petroleum, Ministry of People's Power of Petroleum. Resolution by which, for strategic reasons specific to the gaseous hydrocarbon field, this license for exploration and exploitation of non-associated gaseous hydrocarbons of the Dragon field belonging to the Marascal Sucre area is granted directly and indivisible with prior authorization from the Council of Ministers of the companies NGC Exploration and Production Limited. Hereinafter, NGC, a company duly incorporated under the laws of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, having its registered office as the Orinoco Drive, Point Lisas Industrial Estates, Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago, and Shell Venezuela SA, hereinafter Shell, a private capital company duly incorporated in the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, having the office at Orinoco Premium Business Center Building, Las Mercedes Urbanization, Caracas, who for the purpose of this license will be referred to jointly as the licensees. There you have it, Tommy.
Yep.
The facts is now there. So what was read out was the fact. Let me bring in our guest, Dr. Winford James.
Can you see me, Anselm? Hello.
Yeah. Your bell's ringing.
You're hearing my chimes,
Dr.
right?
James, how are you?
I'm strong.
Yeah. Them song like.
I'm
Dr. James, them song like some splendid.
It sounds like what?
Them bells sound like some splendiferous bells. All right.
I have some chimes in my garage to keep the birds away from messing up the place.
Them bells look they from the year when the Balize house was built.
When was the Balize house built, Anselm?
I ain't sure,
2023.
Well, they have recently refurbished it, and I'm sure they used donated funds to refurbish it. Your funds might be part of the funds that were used.
My funds? What funds is that, Dr. James? I don't understand
Funds
that.
to refurbish the Balize house.
Funds? I mean, the ones that I pay taxes in Trinidad?
They have been asking the public to donate.
Okay. But Dr. James, I know we ain't really come to talk about that, but here's my issue, right? And this is an issue with Trinidad and Tobago. Why do we get rid of all our historical artifacts in Trinidad and Tobago? Well, not all of it, most of it. Why do we get rid of it? And don't preserve it?
I don't know that we do. I hope we don't. Which artifacts are you talking about now?
Well, they just renovate the old Balize house.
Well, I think it's a good idea to do so and to keep maintaining it, because it's one of our, shall we say, historical treasures. Even
yeah, but
though
the renovate, it's no longer in its old form. The
I
renovate.
don't know, I haven't gone to see. I don't know if an architect redesigned it, but I do know that they refurbished it, and I was thinking that they kept to the original style and the original structure and design. I don't know. I don't know if you can get some of your people who are closer to the PNM to find out if changes were made. I don't know if they are before pictures. They certainly have after pictures, but the original pictures, do we have them? We must have original pictures. I don't think the PNM want to see the end of Balizé House, but I don't know if they have varied the design in the refurbishing. You follow?
Yeah.
But a lot of money was spent recently refurbishing.
Okay.
That's the house on which they drove disgracefully they drove away PNM and not PM Manning. That was one of the disgraceful things that happened to former Prime Minister Patrick Manning.
Dr. James, you think that could happen to another leader of the PNM?
I don't know. Maybe if another prime minister had lost in the way that Manning had, he might have suffered the same fate. I don't think it was against Manning personally. I think it was against the idea that the PNM could have lost in the way that they did. You follow? Now, lots of people suffered as a result of the Manning calling the elections prematurely and jeopardizing the destiny of quite a lot of PNM people. So there was outrage. But the people have to remember, man, there is a legacy that you have to think about. But I think it could have happened to anybody, maybe with one exception, the founder of the party, Dr. Eric Williams. The respect for him was so massive that maybe people would not have dreamt of doing that sort of thing. But Manning didn't have that stature, I must say.
So Dr. James, I'm glad that you joined us today. Let me ask you a question first. First question I ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I know you listened to the Calypso Fiesta that happened yesterday. And I call it a calypse because we're still waiting for the show. We're still waiting for the show. And
remember that those are Anselm Le Bon's views. he apparently is still waiting for the. But I'm satisfied that there are a number of good calypsos that I heard in the Fiesta. I think so. I think some of the calypsos were well constructed. I think some of them had great melody. Not all. I think calypso these days suffer from insufficient melody. Yeah. But in terms of original lyrics and so on and delivery, some of the calypsos may not be structured in such a way that it's easy to remember the lines, the structure of the verses and the chorus and so on could be more memorable, easier to follow, and obviously the melody is a great part of what carries the calypso in our memories. When a year passes, we can fetch the calypso that we heard in Fiesta a year ago and say, all right, the melody makes us do that. And of course, as I said, a catchy chorus. But I think of the 40 calypsos, I didn't hear all of them, but I think I heard some good ones. And I'm sure you have, Anselm,
Tommy's also
a list of those of the calypsos that qualified.
Yeah, Tommy's also here with us. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. James.
Yeah. Dr. James, we do.
Yeah, yes, right. So,
Aaron Duncan.
right.
Aaron Duncan.
Yes.
Brian London.
Yes.
Elon Francis, which I thought was the best by far.
Wow.
The best. Do
I
you
wrote
agree?
an article on Elon's change. He won it in 2018. He won the Monarchy with.
Splendiferous song.
I didn't hear Aaron Duncan, but I heard the other guy whose name you mentioned there.
Brian London.
Yes, I thought he was superb. What I listened to. Yeah. Who again you have there?
Elon Francis.
Yes. He was ease. He was majestic in the ease with which he presented the song.
Yes.
Right. And remember that he is a former monarch.
Yes.
I wrote a calypso when he won in 2018, and I was not impressed by the logic of the song and the memorability of the song. But I thought he had a lot of promise. But he has matured over time. I think he's a teacher, and now he's an independent senator. So there was a certain maturity. I think he belongs to the same family as Brian London.
Oh, I wasn't aware.
If my memory serves me right, I think there's a connection there. It's a singing family. The Rivaldo didn't make it to the final, but he was there. Rivaldo London.
Right.
Is he related?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Is he related to Brian?
No, I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, the next one is Karina Shea, which
she was the first singer. I missed the first 13 or so calypsos.
But Dr. James, as you know, I take not umbrage, I should say, but I really like that song.
Oh, okay.
I don't like because poverty is no excuse for crime. And then in that video, you have Prime Minister Rowley as part of the video. So in my estimation, that song is a pro-PNM song, in my estimation.
Okay.
And the writer, who I think is Christoph
Grant.
Yes, I could be wrong, right? But I think it's him. In my estimation, Dr. James, Calypso is in the Calypso cemetery. And we are fortunate. We have people like Elon Francis. We still have people who will sing songs. Like, did you listen to Mr. Shaq? Mr. Shaq.
Yeah, that was the last song actually.
Yeah. What song he sing again? I don't remember.
Remember what Mr. Shaq was doing was sharing licks, He was using his bois, right, to beat up on people who had not served the country well, whose politics he completely disagreed with. And he was criticizing the way different ones, whether it's PNM or UNC, as the case might be, but he was coming out against the quality or lack of quality he was seeing. And he was venting his anger by brandishing the bois. But he was all over the place. There was great difficulty getting coherence in his presentation. In the end, I think he lost the audience because of the lack of coherence and a certain wildness. But I don't want to be harsh on him because I think there was a theme where he was standing up in defense of Calypso and applying punishment for violations of various kinds. And I don't know that is necessarily a bad theme to follow or to develop. You follow? But he was the last singer. And I thought when I heard him that he could not advance. And he did not advance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. After I heard the first verse, I knew he wasn't going nowhere. He was only going in retreat.
Mr. Sack is one of our Calypsonians that has a lot of promise,
I agree with you. But just not this year.
Last year he didn't manage either. So given the quality that they witnessed in the past, they thought that Mr. Shaq would come better than he did. Yes, I was expecting greater quality from him. Um, and I was disappointed that he did not treat my mind and my ears um, to the delight that I sat down to listen to.
But Dr. James, here's my thing, right?
Yes.
If you ain't give a person boy in 2023, you ain't give them boy in 2022. You ain't
Okay.
give them boy in 2021. You ain't give them boy in 2020. In 2024, you coming to get them boy?
So there's a certain a lack of a certain loss of credibility. I can't remember whether he applied bois in those years that you just identified.
Nah, you ain't give them no boy.
Yeah.
No boy.
So what you're saying here, the man lacks credibility.
No,
How
but
can he? So what explains why he chose to give bois this year?
no, let me say it. I don't know, because there is something coming out that it appears that Calypsonian afraid to sing on the RPNM, in my estimation.
That has always been the case, and
But
the best example now is Aloes. Calypso has been a preserve, the political preserve of the PNM. Say good things. Even when PNM was in power, they were criticizing UNC. They could not find anything wrong with the governance of the country by the PNM, which to my mind is the best signal of how the PNM has appropriated or always had um, um, Calypso as their own. And in fact, the prizes that they gave out are a testimony to that fact. And people, the giving of the prizes was, expected without any great difficulty. I think that Calypso is moving away from the PNM now, and the reason that is the case, I mean, we don't know how long this will go. I think we still have a lot of people who are singing, but most of them, if you pay attention carefully, most of them are singing songs um, that are critical of authority and so on, and that are snidely critical of the PNM. I think that's happening, and I think that has to do with people becoming more aware. They have phones that can bring up the world on their screens. They have apps that are iconoclastic. These apps are bringing information, content to all of us wherever we live. Once we have internet, they are bringing information to us that is opening our eyes to the abuse of at various levels of our society. So I believe, and people are getting more educated as well, especially at the tertiary level. So that this hold that the PNM, this cultural hold that the PNM has enjoyed over Calypso for such a long time is vanishing, I must tell you. I think it's vanishing. But as I said, there are people who are still holding the torch aloft. Um, I don't know how they are going to reconstitute themselves in years to come, but I heard some pretty decent ones. I don't know if you heard Marshall. I didn't hear him, but people are full of praise for Marshall.
yeah, he was splendiferous.
And they say Gypsy was good too.
I don't know
I didn't hear him.
if in 2024 Mother Can't is something that I know it's a double entendre, of course, and I understand that. But Dr. James, I want to disagree with you a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
In my estimation, looking at it from afar, I would think that you are more well informed than I am, but I still have a small opinion. When I listen to Calypsonians these days, I think Calypsonians, they have what I call the EAF virus. That is the eater food virus. And yeah. If they sing anything too harsh against Prime Minister Rowley and the PNM, they might take away whatever food they are maybe eating that is dependent on the P&M. I rather sing a song that's neutral. I may throw a little verse in here. I may not a verse, a sentence about the P&M, but I don't make it about the P&M or the RPNM, in my estimation.
Okay.
What do you say?
No, but what is it you are disagreeing with me over? I haven't heard anything you have said that with which I can disagree.
Oh, so we agree then.
From what I heard you say, you are saying people are still dependent on the state, on the PM state for their livelihood, for them to get by.
Right.
And they're not really flexing their models in a, shall we say, a self-sufficient kind of way. Therefore, they are waiting on the state. I mean, we didn't discuss that. But
Oh, well. I think he just pressed the knob by mistake. So, Tommy, of course, we have with us Dr. Winford James, and we
Yes.
didn't even get to the meat of the discussion.
I like some of his opinions.
Yeah. I mean, Dr. James is always, when he come in here, he's always, I think he's going to try to get back in. I think he may have touched his phone by mistake. I mean, yeah, what? Look what this blank man coming on, right?
I read it.
You know, I mean, he have the right last name, you know. He should drop the C and put a K. Really. Yeah.
Who are you? What are you talking about now?
No. Dr. James, that was an aside person who come into the chat and they yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
We will just
I know
you touched it by mistake, but I think then we are on the same page of our observance regarding. That's why I believe Dr. James and Elon Francis did such a splendiferous, fantabulous, tremendiferous
but
job.
you remember his verses, what they talk about?
In that calypso?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he called Faris Al-Rawi in the first verse, right?
Yes, he did.
Right? Then we call in the second verse, boy.
I think he called Kamala too, you know.
But you see, think about it, eh? If he called Kamala, it was so well done that, you know, at least I couldn't remember him calling her. But it was so well done then, where calypso is supposed to be written. And it's my understanding that he writes his own calypsos as well.
Right.
Right? So you could see the difference, you know, with what he did. And you were saying Marshall did a very good job as well.
Yeah. But for me, to talk sensibly about these songs, we must not only give our summary opinion of them, we must also be prepared to discuss what is it they are saying, you know, from verse to verse, stanza to stanza, same thing. We must be in a position to defend whatever thesis we have developed in respect of the songs. You follow what I'm not saying here? I have done that in the past. I just can't keep it up. But I think if you are going to argue your bigger thesis, which is that the calypso is resting uncomfortably in the cemetery, if that's your larger thesis, then you have to be prepared to defend it in an essay, to my mind, and then we'll see where that goes from here. You follow? But to go back, I don't know that I heard anything from you, which would serve as a kind of a disagreement. Although I don't mind disagreement, as you know, as a disagreement with what is happening, the cultural hold that the PNM has over Calypso and so on. By the way, I don't think Aloes has been able to, as we say, catch himself since he declared Kamala his queen. This PNM preacher or this PNM um, supporter, you know, this guy who left the flock, so to speak, and declared Camera was a screen. It angered a lot of people, angered the political bosses of the country, and he has not been able to catch himself. But let's leave Aloes alone. Um, Apart from Helon and Gypsy and Marshall, well, not Gypsy so much, but Marshall, uh, don't you like any others?
Well, even though I disagree with the song by Karina Shea, she did a good job as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Karina, she did a good job. You know what I mean? I can't be biased. You understand?
Right.
She did a good job. Also Kurt Allen.
Right, yeah, he was good too.
Yeah,
I
Kurt
heard
Allen was
part of his song.
yeah. Chucky Gordon, I ain't so sure.
I think there's a fella Michael Williams, Michael Tehal or something like that.
Yeah. Miguel.
Michael
Mikael.
Williams, right?
Yeah. He was pretty good too.
Right. So there.
Right? And Stacy Sobers, I don't remember Stacy Sobers.
But if these guys, once they continue singing, they'll keep the calypso slave well lit, and more people will come on, right? But I think there has the marriage, the close marriage between lyrics and melody. We need to recapture that. Calypsos used to be sweet. When you listen to calypsos, you got a sweetness of melody, and a, shall we say, a sharpness of message that I don't hear as much as I used to.
Now, Dr. James, I want to switch here to something that appeared in the newspapers, and it was supposed to be a quote from you, right? It says, Dr. Winford James said in his view, the Prime Minister crime reduction ideas have dried up, and he's hoping for the best where solutions are concerned. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I'll put it this way. When was the last time you heard a new idea from Dr. Rowley for solving serious crime in the country?
Last week, Thursday.
What was the new idea?
100 million will be put towards the army in order for them to go into certain communities in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. Okay, let's go with that.
Yeah.
So you thought that was an idea, but of course, that in the past we have had collaborations. If I don't know how much money was spent, but we have had collaborations between the army and the police. You know that.
Yeah, correct.
Right, and one of the sticking points was, can the army arrest anybody that they hold while they are out on their capers? You follow? That was an issue, but the point is, the idea of collab, because when Rowley talks about the army going into the communities, they are not going in by themselves, except we have law that authorizes them to do so. There has to be, the details were not given, but there has to be a collaboration of some kind between two arms of the state, right? But okay, but if I were to move a little bit from that, apart from the $100 million, and we don't know precisely how that money is going to be spent. What else have you got from Dr. Rowley?
Well, I heard from the MP for Lavantil West. His name is not coming to me now, but I think it starts with a F.
With a what?
With a F.
I think I know the guy you're talking about. I think he's a Rasta too.
Oh yeah. Oh. yeah. I think that's the fella.
Yeah.
He had said that another problem with dealing with crime is to root out corrupted police officers by having them do.
No, but that's an old idea.
Yeah, but they regurgitated though.
So no, that's what I'm saying to you. I think that Rowley might be at his wit's end, and that is why he was so fulsome in his praise of the American authorities, who promised to come and help, give him a helping hand to root out crime in our small island or small country. Um, he, he was almost ecstatic, Dr. Rowley was, about the promise made by the United States authority to lend a hand. And they are interested, among other things, in controlling the maritime routes, controlling the traffic in cocaine and other drugs. Um, they are also interested in um, getting crime off the streets, getting not crime, sorry, getting guns off the streets. But we know that. But Anselm, while it's always good to have these solutions if they actually have good results, even though that is if you're able to, because we don't have a sense that we are going any great distance with crime detection, with the what the police is doing. But you know what I'm coming to. You know that merely reducing the crime statistics in that way is not going to be enough, because the people who are tempted to live a life of crime are still there. And sometimes they go into hiding, and when the police have slackened their diligence, they come back out. Not only that, we have to find out, Anselm, the causes of crime. The Prime Minister, see, since he's our biggest crime fighter, so to speak, at least policy-wise, the Prime Minister has to tell us what are the causes of crime. And once he specifies those causes, what is he doing to eliminate those causes, and have a conversation that, to my mind, is far more intelligent than just to say this percentage of crime took place in 2023 and it went down in 2020. Well, it took place in 2022 and it went down in 2023. That is not enough. There are communities that are in danger. There are communities that are in disarray, um, money-wise, or just economically, as financially, and their communities don't know where they are going, given the violence that has arisen in these communities among young people, including young women, young people who are embracing a lifestyle which is injurious to all of us. And that, in part, has to do with the extent to which they're educated. Lots of people are not properly educated. They're falling through the cracks in the society, and they are prime targets for drug runners and so on. Now, if we can get a hold of that, getting people who are going to elect another kind of lifestyle because they believe it's possible to have a good life from following that lifestyle, and it is based on education to a large extent, education and the knowledge that they can produce something that could transform their lives, then things would change. But the Prime Minister has to tell us these are the various causes of crime, and this is how we are tackling these causes. If, for example, students every year are not doing well, so many of them um, are not getting into the higher stations of education and therefore of jobs. If that is the case, we must say, well, in what way is education failing? Why is it so many people are leaving the secondary school system without any qualifications whatsoever? But there has to be not a conversation that causes people who disagree with him. It cannot be that that's the way we are going. We cannot have a situation in which Dr. Rowley is saying unscientific things like bad parenting is the cause of violent crime. It can't be things like that. You follow? And there are, of course, there are societies whose attempts to solve violent crime we can pay attention to and adopt parts of according to what we determine to be what we can pick and what we can uh, not pick. But it seems to me that that conversation is lacking in our country, Anselm. We don't have a rational, calm, dispassionate kind of examination of the causes of violent crime and what we are doing. I don't know that you can hear from the Commissioner of Police what I am talking about here. I don't think so. People are more concerned about where the statistics are headed. Is there an increase or is there a decline, right? And nobody's explained how is it you have an increase by a certain percentage here, right, and a decrease over there. What is causing these trends and so on? Nobody in the government, so far as I can recall, and I am not saying I have the solution at all. I do have, I think, a good understanding of how we can use education to come out of crime and so on, right? So I'm just saying we have a big conversation that to engage in, and we are not, to my mind, focused on some of the things we should be focused on, and that is one reason why I said ideas are drying up. You would think that the Prime Minister can intellectually engage with the causes of crime and how a modern government, how a collaboration with the United Nations and so on could cause a massive swing away from that state of affairs.
You know, Dr. James, go ahead, Tommy.
Yes, sir. I thought Ansela had commanded you to stay quiet.
Well, I like to stay quiet because I like to listen a lot.
But not under command.
Not
it was your own decision.
Yes, sir. You're right.
Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that. You're your own man there. You are just being polite.
Tommy, thank you so much for clarifying that to Dr. James.
Dr. James.
Yes, sir.
On the question of crime and solutions, we've been talking with some U.S. or a Trinidad U.S. crime fighter lately, and he has had quite a few suggestions for us.
Mm.
Well, the first he suggested was that we put special focus on community policing, which he calls boots on the ground.
Okay.
And then recently he came back on the show and suggested to us that we have a amnesty program with a weapons buyback initiative also in there.
Yes, I think we tried that.
We have tried.
I think we have tried the amnesty thing.
Okay. And what was the result of it?
I can't remember, to tell the truth.
That means that.
But you know, you didn't have to have the identity of the people. You just had to drop the guns off, I think.
Did they pay them for the guns that they dropped?
I don't recall.
Yeah, because
you know, there's something that you used to know, but they have gone into the back seat of your mind. You have to actually go and do the research again before you talk, just to be accurate. But yes, I'm getting that as one of the initiatives that your consultant.
Basically, he showed us, based on statistics, that there was I think either 85 or 95% drop in crime since that program took root here in the United States.
Where in Trinidad?
No, in the U.S. Yeah. in this.
U.S. or I don't know the U.S. figures, but I get the impression that the U.S. situation is very bad. The
Yeah, but
countries I would go to, if you asked me, are the Scandinavian countries, like Sweden.
okay, we here in New Jersey, in Newark, New Jersey, one of the largest cities here in New Jersey, where the program was tried and the results were astounding.
Okay. Right. Well, I am sure Dr. Rowley has access to such an idea. Don't you think? But we don't hear him talk about that when he comes back home. Yeah. They are talking about how international crime is affecting local crime. Is that not what we are hearing?
Yes, we hear that. We also know that gun violence is a major issue that has
Right.
to be dealt with.
But you take one of the ideas is to get the guns off the street, and that is proving to be so difficult. So you're suggesting those three things?
Yes, sir. That's
Well,
what.
I see no harm in our following those three things. But we will have to go more fundamental than that. In the first place, go ahead.
I would like to add three things to that. First of all, poverty and crime go hand in hand based on my research. And here's why I say that. In Trinidad and Tobago, there are 26% of black people living below the poverty line. If that number was to be reduced to, let's say, under 20%, for example, I think it will have a drastic effect on crime. Secondly, there's about 18% of black people unemployed in Trinidad and Tobago. And Dr. James, the reason why I'm specifically saying black is because all these numbers are the highest percentage for any of the ethnicity or race in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, 18%, the highest, one of the highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago for unemployment of blacks. The 26% of black people living below the poverty line, the highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And thirdly, when we look at the SCA score, most of the kids who are scoring below 50% are black kids. Okay, so if we tackle these things, I think it will have a significant impact on crime reduction in Trinidad and Tobago. And lastly,
oh, that's four. I thought you said three.
Yeah. Well, I added a fourth one. You know, when you're being critical, you just say three and then you go to four quickly.
Some people go to a dozen.
Well, we ain't going to a dozen. And Dr. James, the fourth one is this: to have recreation departments in all 41 constituencies and in Tobago, have recreation departments. And we had criminologist Dr. C. Prasad in here. And I put that to him, and he said he agreed with me 100% that if you have recreation departments in all 41 constituencies where it's a lot of not just recreation, but also academic activities as well, can have a significant impact on crime in Trinidad and Tobago. So that was the fourth one.
So take any one and let's see if we can have a discussion.
Let's take the recreation departments first.
Right. So let's go. It would from what I heard you say, it would appear that Dr. C. Prasad, I don't know the guy.
Yeah.
That he has conducted research that shows that recreational activities in a department, in a political constituency, reduces crime. Are you aware that he's saying that?
Yes, I think what he said. Yes.
So give us a constituency where you have such a department, and let us have a look-see as to whether in fact crime has reduced in that constituency.
Well, no, I don't think they have that in any constituency.
So you see the point I'm making. So
well, but listen to this.
How does he support that view in the absence of data?
Okay, it came from outside of Trinidad and Tobago. For example, in the United States of America, almost, let me talk for New Jersey, what I know about. Let me talk what I know about. Almost every township in New Jersey have a recreation department. So, for example, Newark will have a recreation department. Orange will have a recreation department. Irvington will have a recreation department. Maple will have a recreation department. West Orange will have a recreation department.
No, but what I want you to tell me, what is the connection that you can make between the lowering of crime and the existence of these recreational departments?
Exactly. So,
how can you actually make the connection
yeah.
between? Because there are other factors that you can associate reduction of crime to.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But this is just one of the factors.
No, but we're not able to take it to conclusion.
Are we doing that now?
That is not all, that there is, apart from the difficulty of identifying the factor that is responsible for the reduction of crime. Because there are going to be several factors. So the mere fact that educational recreational departments exist is not sufficient for us to conclude that it is because of their existence that we have a reduction in crime. No doubt they contribute, but I'm just pointing to the mix of factors which is responsible for the reduction of crime. But more than that, obviously, if you have a recreational department that duplicates what the school provides, because I'm assuming that that schools in New Jersey teach or not provide recreational opportunities for their charges.
Correct.
Am I correct? So that when you have it outside of the school, what you are saying, you are doubling up.
Yes.
That's basically what you're saying.
Yes.
Which means that there is something that the school is not doing enough of that still results in people getting into crime. And what we are doing here is to say, when some of them leave school, we have to continue with that. The school can't continue to hold them. So we have, and we know how good the recreational department is. So let's duplicate outside because we know the connection. You follow what I'm saying? So obviously the school has not done enough, and we begin to question now, what is the school actually doing? It is that conversation, I don't know if you have heard it, but if you took an impoverished constituency community and you can show how a certain percentage, alarming percentage of the students are doing so poorly, yeah, you begin to ask yourself, how come in some constituencies the kids are doing very well, in others they aren't? And we are talking about 2024. Yes? We are talking, common entrance, I think, started in 1962. 1962, I think, it's independence. Yeah? And we in 2024, we have communities where people are illiterate. Yeah? People are not graphicate. They can't interpret graphs. They can't interpret figures. They can't interpret words in 2024. And the question is, how is it in some communities things are so rosy, or certainly much better than other that things are in other? Don't you think that is something to worry you? But it seems to me that that has to be explained. And I think we are going to be getting at the heart of the matter in a way that the crime fighting initiatives don't suggest. Yeah? I don't know that the police can talk. I don't know they have experts that they employ. But I don't know they can talk about the role that a proper system of education can have in the reduction of crime. When last have you heard a discussion from the policymakers? Mr. LeBon, is he still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere.
When was the last time you heard a discussion about the role of education in the reduction, in fact, the elimination of crime. Yeah.
That's a good question.
What you have now is the drug runners and the drug dealers, the drug pushers. What they do is to take these unqualified youth, these guys who you might even say are hopeless and who don't have the quality of life that they would like. They are taking advantage of the hopelessness of these guys, the lack of apparent opportunity that they might be interested in. What have the policymakers been saying about these kids? Yeah, answer them.
Yeah, Doc. I
Mm-hmm.
just Googled something, right? We like to Google. The common entrance exam was introduced in 1961.
61.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Well, I
Right,
was
yeah.
right.
Yeah, because
I sat it the second time it was given.
But Dr. James, you're heading me. You're leading more on with this when you say that common entrance, because in my estimation, the only reason why I ended up at Tranquility Government Secondary or at Schumacher Clavantil was because of my last name named Le Bon. And Le Bon is a French name. And somehow
Well, it's very complex, Remember, you have the church and the government teaming up, and they had this exam that was putting people who belong to the church. And if you saw the church as being constituted of, in part, of people who belong to a particular class and people who had a certain color to their skin and so on, then you begin to see that it even though there was good that the exams brought, there was a lot of cleavages that it developed in the society. There was a lot of racism in the society with respect to, opportunity in the secondary schools. But you know that. And your name apparently became a very important in the Frenchness of your name,
Correct.
Mr. Byrne. Yeah, the French of your name benefited you, and your parents were not going to give pass up on that benefit.
Well, I didn't even know we got that benefit until I heard Coco song.
Right,
Yes,
because you had to grow up in order to understand.
Right, correct. So,
Some
Dr.
of these
Jim,
things, yes, sir.
hold for us 1 minute. We got to go for a quick 10 seconds break, and we'll be right back. Go for us 1 minute.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Dr. James, I know you have to run in a short show. I want to quickly switch the topic to Ola Christopher and her performance at the JSA last week. Is that people are judging her based on that performance, and that many of her statistics that she put forward she did not achieve those.
She did not what?
She did not achieve any of these, like the reduction in crime.
She did targets.
Yeah, the targets. She didn't reach any of the targets.
Yeah, well, you can't guarantee these things, but you can measure and say, well, okay, we didn't get it this time. We have to redouble our efforts. So here we have failed in this way. Let us try to improve in particular areas. This is not a hard science, This is a soft science. We take the steps and we follow through, and we make notes on what we have achieved, what we have not achieved. And if we believe that there is still hope, we redouble our efforts, as the case might be. But I hear you. She did not achieve. She said she had not achieved what she set out to achieve. So what's the point What's the point, though?
Well, does it tells you that she totally miscalculated in putting these numbers, trying to have, you're hanging your hat where your hand can reach in the street, and having these
No,
high.
she is hopeful. Maybe she was a little bit too optimistic. But the setting of targets is a great idea. Um, and I'm sure she got advice. We sometimes behave as if the police commissioner doesn't operate on advice. But I'm sure that she took the best advice within the service, police service, that she could get at the time. I don't know if she got consultants from outside the service. But it can happen to anybody. What we must discuss is not simply that she fell short, but ways in which she fell short and how we can fix that. But that you don't find the conversation going to that extent. That's one of the points I was making in my earlier discussion. Yeah, nobody knows, Anselm.
But Dr. James,
yes.
In my estimation, when you have a prime minister who is a transactional leader, as opposed to a transformational leader, the way you fix those kind of things is to get rid of the person.
Yeah. Next. So what we mean when we are electing a prime minister, we must look to see if he has transformational qualities.
No. I'm saying that. I'm saying that he's a transactional leader as opposed to a transformational leader. For example.
Well, I hear that, but what does that mean? Does it mean that a guy who is transactional doesn't have a bit of transformationalism in him?
Oh no, he does. He does.
So you see?
He does. Yeah, but he's not like, for example, like Mia Motley of Barbados, for example. Andrew Holness of Jamaica, for example. When they come on the platform and they speak, Dr. James, you could hear ideas that they are putting towards the public and telling them, listen, we are going to try this. For example, just recently, the Prime Minister of Jamaica talked about they're not going to tolerate giving contracts to gangs. Right?
So, I read it. Go ahead.
Right. Here is the guy. And also, he was before a school and he was talking about the GDP, for example, and having a kid come up and try to talk about the GDP.
And you call that kind of discussion based on facts, based on content, you call that transformationalism?
As part of it. Part of it.
Because I was just going to disagree with you, but I could take that. It's part of it. But let's assume Rowley doesn't have that personality, but Mia and Andrew do. Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you going to say? That Rowley should make sure that he adopts some of the personality traits of these other two?
No. Oh. No. All I'm saying is that in order for you have to sometimes, as a prime minister, you have to try and motivate the country too.
No, I agree. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. Anything that is good for the country, I am all in favor of.
Right, but
I don't know if I don't know if it can be reduced simply to the personality of the leader, although that is heavily important, But I don't know if it can be reduced simply to how he is. Now, how he is has alienated a lot of people. You follow what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah, but Dr. James, I want to jump in a little bit. Dr. James, when we look at, he picked Fitzgerald Hines as the Minister of National Security.
Right. And he picked everybody else. He picked everybody else, I
know, but I'm just using this. I'm using this example.
Yeah. You like that, eh? So he picked Fitzgerald. Well,
I just want to use Fitzgerald Hines as the example.
Yeah, exactly.
You brought me examples.
He picked, and he say when he come back, that Fitzgerald was up to his eyeball. It would work.
Yes. And Dr. James, you going to the United States of America to talk about security, and your Minister of National Security is not with you?
Right.
What type of message is that sending to the public.
Right.
You help me. Help Tommy on here, Dr. Joe.
First of all, Dr. Rowley does not explain the composition of his party when he goes out. And when he reshuffles his cabinet, he does not explain why one was moved and put elsewhere, why one was removed entirely from the cabinet. He doesn't explain these things. He has the power, you see, to just do it. In some systems, you have to go into the parliament and explain these changes. Are you with me here?
Yes.
I think in America there is something like that. If not, right, you just don't do things.
You can't just stop and decide you're going to change them and just change it.
Right, that's the point. So there is that to note. So in other jurisdictions, he couldn't just simply say, "I am leaving my minister of national security because he's busy." That is not good enough. But he can do so because of the power that the Constitution bestows upon him. Right. In other words, we have elected a dictator. You know, I keep saying that on the shows you invite me to. Right. We have elected an autocrat. Autocrat just seems a little dignified for the office that I am trying to describe here. Anybody who comes under the system will inherit those powers because they are there in the Constitution. So he can do that. And then if you have a political culture that says, look, if the prime minister acts this way, we accept it, we follow what he does. If you have that culture, then that thing remains embedded in the culture when visits of the kind that he went on come up. So all of that to say, if you want a more progressive democracy, you have to take your national security minister, if only because the population expects that to happen. The population expects you to carry your minister. The population expects you to carry your topmost crime fighter, that is the commissioner of police. And so it is an exercise of the authoritarianism of the prime minister that we are coming out against. You know, there is no real excuse for leaving him out, and it shows a certain disrespect for the population, disrespect for the democratic process, even though he may have ideas. But you see, the ideas he has not shared them with me except the bogus one that we just discussed. You know what the bogus one is, Ansel? Let me see if you're following my conversation.
Yeah, the 100 million?
No, man. The idea that Fitzgerald Hines is up to his eyeballs with work.
Oh, in work, yeah, okay.
You can't tell a population.
But that's what a transactional leader makes for an excuse, though.
Yeah, but that's a label. What I'm saying is that if you have a minister who is in charge of national security and you go and discuss national security management, it stands to reason that you're carrying man with him. Not only that, but he participates in the discussion.
Correct, is right.
You follow? And
yeah.
I'm saying, there is something that enables him. It's not that he's using a better insight to do so. It's not as if he's appealing or invoking a particular understanding that is shared by progressive societies around the world. It's that he simply has the power, and it's an arbitrary exercise of that power, the power to leave Fitzgerald at home. And how do we know? We know in part because the reason he gives all ministers are supposed to be up in their eyeballs with work. Yeah. That is not something unique to Fitzgerald Hines, especially as he is the he is the Minister of National Security. So that is my answer to you. I hope it is logical enough. Are you there, Mr. LeBon?
Yeah. Tommy and I are right here.
Right. But I'm just saying, when you consider it, there is a disrespect. No, I don't think it's a willful disrespect. I think it's a disrespect that emerges from our culture. the Prime Minister is just following through on the. But sometimes I can't find my words, Anselm.
You can't find words?
But the expressions,
okay. All right.
of democracy and so on.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister is doing that because that is what will come out once he starts to rule. Yeah? And so we need systems that would force. If a Prime Minister knows that when he comes back, he has to answer questions, and those questions include what we are talking about, then he'll behave differently. Because those guys will jam him in the parliament. You follow? And we talk about not our needing constitutional reform. Those are some of the things that we need to put in place.
That's right.
You follow what I'm saying?
But yeah, I follow you very, very clearly, Dr. James. But Dr. James, not only that, right? When you're going to meet with security personnel in the United States of America, you put the Minister of Energy in the picture?
Well, to the extent that economics is related to security. But of course, it makes you cast doubt. Remember that they had to talk about the Venezuelan Trinidadian deal, you know.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
So that
energy have to be there.
Then, of course, the question of sanctions and so on. The energy minister comes in there. I see, except I have a detailed specification of what they talked about or what they proposed. I can't say, because there are things that they say that are not reported. And they are not reported because they are hidden from those who are supposed to bring the reports. You follow? You don't know the extent to which the electorate is disrespected by its own will, you know. Because we don't have to take that. If we are conscientious enough, and if we are conscious enough, we would, reject those approaches out of hand. If you just sit back and ask yourself, is this how a country must be run? You cannot, with any integrity at all, say that's the way it should be.
No, but Dr.
I am not talking about Dr. Rowley per se, and I'm talking about the system that we operationalize or try to.
But Dr. James, there is a percentage of people in Trinidad and Tobago who will say this is the way the country is supposed to be run because
that's the point.
Dr. Rowley is running the country in the way many of them feel is best for the country.
Yes, he's a creature of our political institutions. That's it. He's a creature of that. You follow? And in 2024, we really should move away from it.
Dr. James, you scare me when you agree with me. When you agree with me, you scare me.
Well, why would I scare you? I share the thoughts of a capable man, a competent thinker.
Dr. James, thank you so very kindly. But Dr. James, just before you go, right? Right? I wanted to ask something about Dr. Rowley on the platform, Prime Minister Rowley on the platform stated that he didn't take a vacation in 2023. And I like to do my little homework and I like to fact check.
Right.
And in doing some homework, he talked about 2 vacations in 2023.
How long for each?
I don't remember.
Okay.
How could a prime minister forget that he took a vacation and come to the people and tell them, since I didn't take a vacation in 2023, I'm definitely taking one.
Well, the most innocent answer I can give you is that he forgot. Memory failed him. And he's into his 70s, just as I am. And things happen to your memory, especially your short-term memory. So the most innocent answer or explanation I can give is he simply forgot. Is that the correct answer? No, not necessarily. Do you have an alternative answer, Mr. Lubon?
Yeah. He lied.
Yeah. You let's put it this way, you are more uncharitable than I
No, that's not uncharitable. You know, Dr. James,
No, but
35 years ago before I get married, my
am.
mother told me a liar has no memory.
Yeah.
no, but let's say he didn't lie and he did forget.
Yes.
Then that's not good.
When you say it's not good, what do you mean?
I mean, we have a leader, whether it's a nation he's running.
You mean in that sense?
Yes.
Yeah, you mean that what he should go into retirement of his own volition as quickly as possible.
You said it.
Ah! No, but memory as you get older really trips you up.
But
And if it does so with a certain regularity, you got to take a decision
correct.
because you can't run a country if your memory keeps failing you. And people, it affects your image, of course. People are seeing, oh, but he forget. But he did take a leave in 2023. How could he say what he's saying? Except that biology, aging, is catching up with him. It does for many of us, Tommy.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
Even at younger ages, too, we have issues.
Yes, in fact, some people tell me I'm doing better than some of my students. I'm happy to hear that, but I try to keep my brain active, and part of keeping the brain active is to have conversations with you guys. Part of it is engaging in other meetings with colleagues who are of a different mind than I am. And of course, one gets involved with the technology because if you have a mindset, you are not going to bother with the technology. And yet, in order um, to succeed in some of the small things that you are engaged in the world, you need to get in touch with the technology. Is that not so, gentlemen?
Of course.
Yeah, you got to know how to use a cell phone and a laptop. You got to know how to use the apps. You got to know how to use Word and Excel and PowerPoint. You need to know, you follow what I'm saying? You need to know how to keep notes and different apps and so on. It's a great time to be alive from a tech. Huh?
Artificial intelligence too as well, AI.
Sorry, repeat that, Anselm.
AI.
Artificial
yes,
intelligence.
Yes. AI. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And there are students, of course, who ask AI to write an essay for them. And AI does a very good job in some circumstances. I have to intervene even now and say, but you can't do it that way. You follow? That way lacks integrity. Not only that, but what you produce, your product, is not going to be of the same quality as if you wrote it yourself. But you can ask for facts, not the actual writing of it, but you can ask for facts. Because people like me want to know where your views are coming from, and how have you arrived at these views, and so on as be the case. But it's still an exciting world, technology, exciting world that we live in. Follow, you are in New Jersey now, and I am in Trinidad here in Five Rivers, and we are having a ding dong conversation, are we not?
I like how you put that. A ding dong.
Yes.
Dr. James, lastly before you go, we cannot leave without talking about, if we could make this as succinctly as possible, Tobago autonomy and the 2024 or 2025 elections. Let me ask this way. Do you think there's going to be an election in 2024 or 2025? And where are we with autonomy for Tobago? Or you might want to use a different word.
Well, the Constitution says the House of Assembly must spend 4 years governing. And if you take it from December 2021, right? Or if you want to put it that way, if you take it from January 2022, right down to where we are now. 22 to 23 is one. 23 to 20. 22 to 23 is one. 23 to 24 is another. 2 years have gone. So we only have 2 more years, and they came into power on the promise of better governance, better autonomy legislation. And it doesn't seem to me, there's nothing in my memory tells me that they have done the bills comfort to me that they have kept faith with the population. I think they still have to keep faith with the population. Now the House of Assembly set up a committee to, among other things, apparently, show how what the House of what the Act, the present Act number 14 of 1996 says, and what the bills that the government came up with via their JSC, what that bill or those bills say. Right. But the question is whether they're from since they became the House of Assembly to now, what have they developed that is new? What is new about what they will eventually send to the government? By the way, some reports, I hope they are misquoting Chief Secretary Augustine. Some reports are saying he's saying that is not the question of changing the regulation is not his business. I am sure that I must be wrong. But the basic point I'm making is that they have not so far kept faith with the people, because you can't even change things without coming back to the people and saying, look, we have changed things and these are the reasons. In other words, the matter, we must be engaging, they must be engaging with the population all the time. And then on top of that, the Prime Minister has come up with a committee of 7 for constitutional reform generally. So I have surmised that the reason why he's come up with the 7-member committee is to focus on that, having dealt with the Tobago or autonomy question and put it aside because he has dealt with it, and then focus now on general constitutional reform. But if I am right, then I am interpreting things to put the Prime Minister in a bad light, because there's no way you can deal with the general constitution and leave out the Tobago House of Assembly, just as we have long felt that you can't talk about autonomy for Tobago without talking about autonomy for Trinidad, except you want to say that Trinidad is really Trinidad and Tobago, or put differently, Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago is really Trinidad. So that you have Tobago on the one side, and then you have Trinidad and Tobago or Trinidad on the other hand. You follow what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
That's a mouthful, and any of those points can be developed, and it's more complex than I have made it sound. But what I'm trying to say here, I, as a reading and thinking member of the Tobagonian community, I have not seen anything that the House of Assembly has come up with that represents an advancement, of where the thing was when they won power by a 14-1 margin.
And finally, Dr. James, do you
I
have an
sometimes
opinion?
wonder, answer, may I just stick this in? Sure. Whether you fully understand the term finally. Just pulling your legs. You know we must have fun when we chat, right?
Dr. James, that's what I like about you, you know. You put things very succinctly and very smoothly.
Go ahead, man. I can give you 5 more minutes. Don't worry about it.
I know there's a smoothness about your interactions.
I have been at it for all my life, because I've been a teacher and I've taught thousands of people, young people, and they have kept my mind young. And they have been a pleasure to teach, every single one of them, even those that have not or did not um, succeed in the way that I expected them to. Yeah, it hasn't been a bad life in interacting with people. But tell me, what's the question?
Yeah, Dr. James, you told me something that was very interesting, right?
Ah,
You said to me, when you are teaching, you have to try and anticipate questions from the
that's correct.
students, right? And I'm like, that's exactly what I have to do. Like if I'm gonna go over a chapter today, I have to go through that chapter and anticipate the students may ask me questions about this, that, and the other. So I have
Yeah.
to prepare in order to answer those questions.
Yes, that's
So,
correct.
yeah. So you were 100% correct about that. In that.
Yes.
You think people think you just get up just and go to class and
No.
teach students.
I
There's
don't know
more.
if you do this, but I had one of I had several special skills. This is my own determination, and one of them was the skill of internalizing, assimilating the content that I had to deliver. So that when I went into the lecture room, I didn't necessarily take along my notes with me written on sheets of paper. What I did was to become familiar with my content, right? Understand it, and then went to the classroom to engage with my students. And inevitably, or shall I say, um, invariably, that's the better word, invariably, I managed to inform them, impress them, develop them, and so on. And I imagine stun them as well. That's what I have found with me. You follow?
No, absolutely. You're 100% correct. And
So
let me
just
say, and lastly, Dr. James.
yes. Apparently, that is a synonym for finally.
Do you have an opinion on the Crow outcome with regards to Ancient Ishmael and the song?
Well, the courts have ruled. Frank C. Prasad has ruled, and he has ruled. I must say, except somebody wants to challenge it now in the High Court, he has ruled in accordance with the law. I have to assume that that is the case. And so he has punished Crow for his indiscretions with respect to the defamation of the character of ancient Ishmael. But it's still a sad thing because sometimes the border between defamation and the lack thereof very, very thin. Coco has been doing this has been testing the tenuousness of the border for quite some time. And he has not really been tested in the courts. But here is somebody saying that you have gone a little too far this time, or it's time somebody um, tests whether what you do is legal. But calypso as an art, if the public can be accordingly accommodating, calypso as an art is a risque kind of art. You do things that could be wrong, but nobody tests to see if it is in fact wrong to do those things. So, from the artistic point of view, calypso is an art form. I feel sad for what has happened, given my engagement with the notion of um, the notion of what were you talking about again? The notion
Yeah.
of speech. Yes, freedom of speech. We are dealing with
Right.
freedom of speech, and we have enjoyed an unchallenged run. That is all Calypsonians for quite a long time. But here's somebody challenging, found that, perhaps we have been doing this thing wrong. We have been harming the reputations of people. Um, and it's time that we pull the artists back over the line that they apparently have crossed. So I'm sad that that has happened. But if the law says what Frank Sipasad says it says, then I cannot, as an academic, I can't really argue for something that is illegal. You get my drift? I cannot argue for something that is illegal.
Absolutely.
Yeah? If the thing is challenged and they win in the High Court and they win in the Supreme Court in Britain, then that's a different story. This is a lower court ruling.
Right.
And I have no argument against what they have said except to say that there is a certain disappointment I feel given the free reign we have had as Calypsonians and lovers of the art has been pulled back, so to speak, and now it's a different ball game. There's going to be a little more respect, a little more freedom, not freedom, a little more self-restraint, and that's about it.
So Dr. James, I want to say thank you so very kindly. And lastly, before you go, any closing words?
Yes. Oh no, well, I think I there's no need to offer any more to what I have already said, except to say you should find a way, even if only a 5-minute way of getting people to engage with your guests. If we can have a little conversation with one or two guests, that would be great. Although
when you mean guests,
Hmm?
When you say guests, you mean people on the phone?
People like me. I'm calling myself a guest of your show. But there are people I think listen and they're writing, especially if it's Facebook and YouTube that they use, right?
Yeah. We normally just we don't normally just get our for example, Albert Montano says, I share Dr. Winford James' view for many years, but too many people have never agreed with me. I've listened to Dr. James over the years while living in Trinidad, as an example.
So you picked that up in the comments.
There are people
That's a
sometimes.
nice comment. A nice comment I just heard there.
Yes. And then something somebody says when we were talking about, it says it will not work unless we deal with the poverty, inequity, corruption, and secure the borders. We were talking about the situation with poverty, no excuse for crime. So next time I will definitely engage you with respect to the people in the chat.
Yes, one or two, because you don't have enough time to deal with.
Right. No.
Dr. James,
and listen, someone. Go ahead, Tommy.
I wanted to thank Dr. James for spending the time with us.
Yes, well, I am happy. Whenever I decide to give you guys a chance, I don't regret it. If I'm going to give the time, I'm going to give the time. But then I'm joining an enterprise that you guys are involved in, and that is to broaden public awareness and so on and related things. And I am part of that enterprise as well. If you would allow me to step in, which you do.
Most definitely.
Dr. James, thank you so very kindly. We appreciate it.
Don't forget your cup of coffee, gentlemen.
No doubt.
Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
No, man. But that means I have to brand my own coffee, because I don't think Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts can make a good cup of coffee as I can. You follow?
Okay. Follow your.
I have been disappointed in Starbucks, and we do have Starbucks in many outlets down here. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that we have Dunkin' Donuts, but we do have Starbucks.
And rituals.
And rituals. But ritual is a local thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Starbucks is international or American, if not international. You know, but when I take Swiss Miss and I take a good brand of coffee and I pour a little evaporated milk and I stir that together, I must tell you, it goes down well, gentlemen.
Enjoy.
And you enjoy it, right? Dr. James, thank you so very much. Thank you so much.
Okay, gentlemen.
Thanks again, Doc.
All right.
Okay,
Take care.
man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So there we have it.
Yeah.
Boy, it's always interesting, boy. A long one, but it's always interesting when Dr. James come. This is the first time actually on Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics. He's actually normally in the village, but
True.
this was really splendid for us. So Tommy, any closing words?
Some people dream of success while other people get up every morning and make it happen.
Okay, there you go. My closing comment is the worst person to be around is someone who complains about everything and appreciate nothing. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. And I want to say thank you to Albert Montano, Patricia Reed, Judy, Lions Love, Ambrose Blank, Caribbean Soul, Mean, with the cricketer last name, Bizram, for joining us here on Thomas Moses, Renwick Job. We want to say thank you to you guys for joining us here on WZYE 95.9 FM, Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics. We're going to go out with Elon Francis song, which I think could be the winning song for the Calypso Monarch final. Okay?
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah. Okay, guys, take care. Thank you so much.
Okay, love you all.
All right.
Hey, go this, get back. Something amazing happened so recent. They put a Kaisonian in parliament. Some people rejoice and some people bawl. And some say that shouldn't happen at all. Now all politicians living in fear. But afraid what the Calypsonian would hear. All the mistakes that they're going to make and all the issues on the country plate, like how the crime it raising, like it using East, and none of we leaders don't want to meet, or how a big man in Tobago fell, cause he have a weakness for the BBL, or how the property tax seems so unfair, cause something the rich man not going to bear. But if it had one man I'd love to be, I want to be a landlord just like Al Reed, but die too much. And I don't like that at all. Die too much politics. I don't need them tricks. See, many does come and many does go, but I want my people and them to know. Whenever you see me here on a show, it's not a politician singing a nice song. Whatever the task they give to me, Calypso is rooted in my belly. So I want everybody here to see it's a Calypso the other representing we. The man with the fro, if you hear them shout, and one time he get cool your mouth. Some people they smile and some people cuss, saying how this youth playing black conscious. The parliament staff they all agree, Kaiso inside here is so strange to see. from his perspective, what he going to say and how we interpret the lacquer. Like if the opposition and Jack unite after they had one of the biggest fights, or if the PM get put in court by the same Venezuelans for which he fought, or if our ex-minister end up viral, fighting to get inside a funeral. No invitation, but the thing get tense if you see how stick up on top of the fence. But I too much and I don't like that at all. Man, die too much politics, yeah. And I don't deal with them tricks. I could wear me hair up, I could wear me hair down. It don't change the lyrics side the song. So if you hear me on your radio, it's not a politician bringing a Calypso. Despite what's the role they want me play, Calypso's a part of my DNA. So I hope it makes everyone happy. It's a Calypso you're representing. We got even Kaisonians start to criticize and immediately start to roll their eyes by talking him like they were not friends and saying it really should have been them. Hoping his job will distract him, so this year he won't get no chance to sing. But this Calypsonian will fill his shoes and always sing the relevant issues, like how the people are afraid to use their lights, cause they find tea and tech not treating them right. Or when you go down inside HDC, houses mashing up like GDBB. Or maybe you want to try to protect your home, cause the bandits and them won't leave you alone. Calling the police, boy, you might get this. They might say, and you know where the station is, but like too much back and down. I don't like that at all. Like too much politics. And I don't deal with them tricks. See, whether I'm close or whether I'm far, singing Calypso is in my nature. So despite wherever you see me go, it's not a politician singing a Calypso. I just follow God Almighty, and I'm not sure what He will choose for me. But I'm satisfied once we all agree it's a Calypsonian representing we.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting